A single catastrophic moment shattered the world's serenity. A kingdom and its people ended in the blink of an eye, their past buried, their present decimated, and their future obliterated. Wise men, scholars, and soothsayers debate who or what happened to the western reaches. Was it the anger of the gods, a falling celestial body, an arcanist experiment gone awry, or something far more insidious that swept clean the west in a conflagration of screams, ash, and fire? Hundreds of years later, life returned, and with it an inevitable attempt by civilization to encroach upon what nature had reclaimed. It was the dreaded Red Hand of Doom who finally retook and rebuilt the keep. They were the first residents, but certainly not the last. The dwarves of Ashforge, the blue worm Fafnir, a banished adventuring party simply known as the Six Blades, all held the keep and lost it by hubris, tragedy, or invasion. Now the paladin Lord Peridin Drysdale resides over what is known as Restwall Keep, there to protect the point of a civilization's spear. Drysdale struggles against precariously balanced desires to spread the word of Erathis, maintain tenuous peace, and find out just what lies behind the ancient king's wall. Here rest the relics of bygone ages, a kingdom buried beneath the grip of nature renewed, and at the center lies the unknowable mystery and danger of the Chaos Scar. The past, present, and possible future lay before you, adventurers, if you have the courage to explore.
Hello. Greetings, salutations. Let's not, if you don't know who I am, then I'm not going to, this is your fault to your research. Let's not waste any time. Everyone, let's go around the table, introduce yourselves, and let's get into business.
I'm Mike, playing Connor. I'm a variant human storm sorcerer, level 2 right now.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. You can see him behind me there. Sort of a rough approximation of him, anyway.
Good evening, Super Spy.
I'm Cassandra. I am playing Dianthus, who is also level 2, and she's an Earth Genasi. I forget the sub whatever. Something with spores. Druid.
Oh, Circle of Spores. Sure.
Circle of Spores. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep.
It's gonna be a rough brain day, but I'll make it.
What you get for chugging that old cough medicine?
I got my 8 p.m. cough medicine ready. Got some weird throat things going on. It's not strep, so we're happy about that. But that's as far as I know. So if I sound weird, I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is.
The cough medicine's not for you, baby. That's for somebody else.
I think tomorrow I'm going to go get some non-expired cough medicine.
Leave that expired stuff to this guy.
It's got the extra
The
kick.
expired stuff has a little bit extra kick.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Oh boy.
Me next? Or can you all hear me?
You're real quiet, but you'll be
Very quiet, yeah.
All right, Brian, playing Timothy. I'm working on my audio shit. It's not working right, so you might have to deal with me for a little bit.
That's fine.
Oh, level 2.
Nice. Last but certainly not least.
Hi, I'm Darren. I'm playing Gilgath, a 2nd level Goliath barbarian.
Excellent.
Damn, we all be 2nd level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you guys up to? It's been probably a few weeks since your last foray where you went to the impenetrable fortress.
Made some questionable friends.
Questionable friends.
Those were great friends. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anything you guys wanted to do in the in between? I put in our private chat the contents of the cart that survived the trip back.
Well, personally, I would I would have liked to have done something about this. I need to bring new doors and 80 pounds of meat to the impregnable fortress so that they will give me the doors so that I can look at them more closely and kind of start experimenting with them a little bit, maybe.
So we're gonna try something a little bit different.
Mhm.
It's kind of cribbed off another system, but I want to just see if it works, how well it works.
Okay.
So I'm going to give all of you 2 downtime actions.
Okay.
So you can tell me how you want to spend them, and then that's what you'll do. And you can kind of quickly tell us about those actions. So it sounds like, Connor, one of your actions is acquiring and shipping the doors and meat back to
Yeah, I don't know if that's one
Gibbs
action
impregnable.
or 2.
I'll call it 2 because technically
Yeah.
it would be taking
Is it-
something somewhere and then buying,
Sourcing the doors and then
or
sourcing the
getting the
meat.
doors.
Yeah. Okay.
So getting the doors, you were headed to a dwarven. You had the approximate location of a dwarven forge. Who did you hire to come with you? Because this is not something you could do on your own.
For where the new ones are going.
To get them and take them.
Oh, okay.
And these are big metal doors.
One of the party or an NPC?
That's what I'm asking. Are you because if one of the PCs goes, it's going to be eating up one of their actions.
Yeah, I don't want to presume anything unless nobody else has anything to do. I guess.
So let's go. Since we know what you're going to do, let's go around. Dianthus, what would your 2 downtime activities? What is it?
I think she would have made a point of going back out to oh my god, what did they call it? Oh, it's killing me now. I could find this. Damn it. I'm trying to remember what the 2 little goblins called it.
Dibs impenetrable fortress.
Dibs impenetrable fortress. I think she would have made a point of going back out there just because she made some friends. So she would probably go back out there and try to bring something from town that they don't have.
This would be a good way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You could deliver the meat from Connor and make your trip there.
I could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that gives you 1 less thing you have to do than Connor.
I could take the meat. I'd love to take the kids some candy since I made friends with so many kids. Children's apparently. And then spend some time with them and their mushroom growing stuff to try to learn some more. So
okay, so you're gonna take both your actions by going there and doing stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Timothy, what about you?
I think in somewhat a similar regard with getting the supply lines hooked up with CAG.
Okay.
And making sure that those lines are, everybody knows who each other are on both ends, whether it be from the impregnable tower, dungeon, whatever the hell it was,
Fortress.
Fortress.
Cart.
Cart.
Arts.
So yeah, I think, and then meeting back up with the wise man. I don't remember what his name was.
From the fortress.
From
the
the
fortress to get like some more of those like the mushrooms, the fungus, and shit that I was pulling from for that other guy.
Was that?
Oh, I need to turn that in too.
Was that Genth?
Genth.
It was Genth, I believe.
Okay.
He was just a human, right?
Genth?
Genth was a weird race.
Oh, that's right. He was like a weird thing.
Yeah, I would have to remember exactly what those
No
are.
worries. No worries.
Plant person or
A verdant.
Verdant. Yeah.
Verdant, yep.
Which is an actual D&D race.
My notes say a subrace of goblin.
Yep. It's like a very like hyper evolved and ever evolving kind of goblin.
Oh, I gotta like the cartridge. It's the cartridge.
Gelgath, what are your 2 actions for that down?
So I would like to sell the 3 shards that I took out of the walls there.
Okay.
And I would like to go back to I guess the fortress and see how their dealings are going with trying to get like a contract with someone in town to sell this these mined mined metals or crystals.
So you go, Gelgath. We'll go backwards from you.
Okay.
You take your gems to Quint Spiregleam, who's an older gnome, and he owns a business called the Sparkling Stone, and he kind of eyes you up and down, about these. And one thing you do notice is when he waddles around behind to come out to see them in your hands, he's missing a leg.
Okay.
He's got a wooden leg. He kind of looks him up and down. He looks you up and down. He says, if you don't mind me asking, friend, where did you get your hands on these?
Well, I kind of want to keep that under wraps until.
A bit of a minor, are we?
Well, actually, God, I just said, well, actually, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I like that.
I mean, I'm looking to help some miners out, get a deal going with somebody in town here.
Oh, so no one else knows about this, do they?
In town, no, I don't think so.
Well, he kind of waddles over and shuts the door and pulls the blind behind you, drags a chair over, and he sits down in front of you, steeples his fingers together, and he says, well, then let's talk terms. I'm sure this is the quality of gem I can expect. Small, but very, very ripe. And also, and he pulls down, I can't think what the jeweler's helm is called, but he's got one that's like multiple lenses in it. He's like moving through lenses to look at it. And he goes, this came off something, didn't it?
Yeah, I only took shards.
But this came off something organic. See? And he holds up one of the lenses so you can look down. And you can see that there is like just the faintest trace of blood.
Do I think that's from my fingers?
No. You are pretty sure that that's probably off of gem crust.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep that under my hat.
I mean, I can only think of one thing that would possibly be responsible for something like this. And he leans over and he raps on his his wooden leg a few times. He says, I would like first dibs on any shipments coming through. We'll keep it hush-hush. 50% split of sales. For these three, I'll give you 175 gold pieces if you tell me what they came off of.
No, I need to talk to some people first.
Before you go, friend, do you know I lost this leg?
No, I haven't heard the tale.
You see, I think you're mining gem crust tunnels, or maybe even off the Sleeping Beast. I once was a bit of a risk taker like you. It cost me, but with all the accumulated wealth I'd picked up off that beast, it bought me this. And in the end, rap, all it cost me was this. So, if you're engaging with that monster, I'll make you one better. You bring me Boule hide, I'll pay you 200 gold pieces per hide.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, Ben. The hide of what?
Of a Boule,
Oh, Boule. Okay.
200 per hide. You bring me gem crust, and hell, I'll give you my store.
That sounds great. I'm lying. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm quite at the ability to bring you a Boule hide or gem crest or
Say no more. I won't say to anyone where the gems are coming from, and you don't need to tell me anymore as long as they keep coming in. And I'll keep your secret, big man.
Oh, what was that again? I'm sorry.
He says, you don't need to tell me where it's coming from, and I won't tell anybody where I'm getting it from. And until then, I'll keep your secret, big man.
Okay. All right. Well,
he goes to the back. He brings you out a bag of 150 gold pieces.
Huh.
Since you did not confirm, he's not giving you that extra 25.
Well, I'm obviously not a jeweler or distributor of fine gems like you are, but that just seems kind of low.
Times are tough. The only other place you're going to be able to get rid of these, load them off beyond me, is unfortunately going to be at the crossroads, which you have to find. And then you have to hope you don't get a knife in the back waving a bag full of gems around, or robbed, or that they just undercut you. So what I'm saying is I'll give you this now, and for every load of gems hereafter, I'll pay you 100 gold pieces per pound of gems.
Yeah, first of all, Ben, do I know anything about the crossroads?
You've just heard people mention it before. It's a rotating black market, and you know that Lord Drysdale would love to find out where it is so he can arrest everyone there. Because he
Well,
thinks that one of the 6 blades runs it.
I think I need to think about this for a while. And I don't think I need to say this, but if you were to have me followed, have me attacked, etc.,
Why would I potentially try to steal from a business partner? In fact, I'll do you one better, friend. $150 per pound.
sure. I just need to think it over a little. But yeah, I'm just saying it might even be in your best interest to make sure I'm not followed or attacked.
As far as I'm concerned, you came in here to discuss the possibility of buying a ring.
Okay.
A nice piece.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I will not ponder this long.
I appreciate that. I look forward to speaking with you again.
Gilgath will fail to comment on his feelings about that and excuse himself.
When you walk out, you see him follow and then reopen the shade and turn around the open sign. And across this kind of indoor pavilion, which is like his shop is like in a tiny apartment building-esque thing, is sitting a blue and white robed priest playing some type of intricate stacking game, and he kind of looks at you and he smiles and gives you somewhat of a tiny wave.
Oh, okay.
He says, be wary of that one. Gold is the root of all evil, after all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I appreciate what you said, but that's kind of like saying you might find water in the ocean.
You're a finder, aren't you?
Of sorts.
A member of the Finders Guild is what I meant.
I don't think I am.
You are. You guys
You
are
are.
all members of the Finders
Oh,
Guild.
shit. I am so sorry.
No, you're good.
We all are.
He kind of looks at you and he says, I've had a slight bit of trouble of late. Perhaps I could interest you in some side work.
Sure.
He stands up and dusts his hands off and puts his hand out to shake yours. And he says, my name is Benwick, and I'm a priest of Bahamut. And of late, I think someone's trying to kill me.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me more? Gilgath is pretty polite usually until...
So it's time to not be polite?
Yeah.
He's like from the Roadhouse school, be nice until it's time to not be nice?
Oh, totally. Yep.
Okay. He just tells you that of late, odd things have been occurring around him, and he feels like his life has been at risk. And there's been shades of people, but not people, that have been following him. He's not putting the blame on anyone else. He gets along pretty much with everyone in Rustwell Keep, even though Lord Drysdale and it can be extremely difficult. But he has no real enemies. He's well thought of. He's a traveling priest. He's lived here for a couple years. And he's a little concerned that someone has been eyeing. There's been all these little strange accidents that have been happening around him in the Outer Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
He says, the only thing I can honestly tell you, friend, is that, well, rumors say that it is Drysdale, that he's trying to quiet the other religious leaders in the Outer Bailey, and that he's come for me first, since I don't keep a congregation or a temple. I simply offer services to whoever, and I support my fellow religious leaders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Isn't that how it goes?
It's a rough world we live in. But if you trust in Bahamut, he obviously brought us into contact.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he sounds like a great guy. I've never talked to him, but Darren knows who Bahamut is, but probably not Gilgath.
Bahamut's a pretty big deal. I would assume that he just knows, oh, he's a dragon god.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a big dragon. He's a god who is a big dragon, sure.
Yep. But yes, I've got a couple of friends around here with a certain set of skills that would probably work with me on this.
Well, I won't keep you long, friend. You obviously are busy.
Oh no, I mean I would like to enlist my friends to help you.
Yes. By all means, you're a member of the Finders Guild. I'm sure you're constantly being beseeched with requests and jobs and the like. You really are. I mean, between you, Bahamut, me, and the walls, the Finders Guild has been the really only point of light protecting the Outer Bailey, because Lord Drysdale certainly isn't. So I greatly appreciate what you all do. So you do what you need to do, and just come and find me. I will be here, but please be kind of quick. I'm becoming concerned.
So do you have any inkling of what these creatures, I guess we'll call them, were?
The glances I've seen are extremely pale humanoid, all wearing black studded armor. I've seen 3 separate ones, and they seem to almost leave a shadow on them.
And they look like boys, you said?
They look like just humanoids.
Oh,
all strangely tattooed, heavily pierced humanoids.
Well, I'll see if anyone I know knows anything about that.
I greatly appreciate it. He shakes your hand again. He says, I don't have much to offer in the terms of reward, but I would be able to offer you what little I do have, as well as Bahamut's blessing.
Well, I mean, I do put stock in renown, so...
Well, that, as a traveling priest, I can by all means relay.
Oh, I appreciate that. All right, well, just to let you know, my initial plan is probably to have me and some friends just kind of be in your vicinity.
I will keep my eyes open and relay any information I have to you. Safe journey. And he again shakes your hand, and he kind of sits back down, looks around, and goes back to his stacking game.
Sounds good. I'll see if I can find one of my... You know what? I should take care of the goblin business first and totally not run into my friends.
Which is, the goblin thing is like where everyone else is.
Yep. Yeah.
So Timothy, you're able to set up Geth and Cag and get a kind of a pipeline going.
Okay.
Geth would like to keep movement above ground, but Cag has the idea of maybe utilizing underground tunnels. They are sort of struggling to come to a consensus on this. They both kind of look to you as the tie-breaking vote.
You can always go 50-50. Half the way underground, half the way over the top.
They kind of look at each other and look at you, and both of them cross their arms and say, oof, I don't think that's going to work.
Could do it in like little sections, like 10 feet underground, 10 feet above ground.
Keg's the one that wanted to do underground, correct?
Yeah. Geth doesn't want to because he's slightly worried that it potentially gives kobolds unfettered access to their home. Which it would.
Right. Yeah, and I know that Genth is trying to get more like renown for the township, so I think overland's probably going to be our best bet. That way, they know where stuff is coming from.
So when you take Genth's side on that, and Keg says, "Okay, I'll need armed protection." Where a small amount of kobolds moving across open land have already been hit twice.
Right.
Can you get us weapons? And would you be willing to help train us with those weapons?
That wouldn't be a problem.
Then basically you reach an accord with all of them. So that would be a downtime at another point. Dianthus, you bring the sweets, and you gain the nickname Sweet Tooth from the Goblin Children.
I can dig that.
One thing you kind of realize, though, is you might have set a precedent. That they may expect anytime they see you that you're going to have things for them.
Okay. I'll work with that.
Timothy also delivers the meat. Connor, how are you going to go about getting those doors off of that? Or are you just going to purchase doors from the town?
I mean, I guess I would...
Because this will be going to a forge abandoned in the woods and pulling doors off and transporting them back.
Yeah, I think I would rather have... I guess...
Didn't Dib say that he was going to...
Did we make any goals from our last job from when we came back with...
No.
No, we didn't make anything. Okay.
No, remember it was very...
How much would it cost me to have doors made?
Really, really, really good doors.
Because if I remember correctly, Dib didn't seem like super particular about like
40 gold to get good but non-ostentatious doors.
Sturdy doors. Okay,
I'll
do that.
Very Dib doors.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll spend 40 gold to have somebody make it.
Take the 40 off, and you bring them back with you when you go.
Okay.
So. He's extremely excited about this. Oh, look at these. Hey, look at you, guy. Bring me those doors.
Hey, man.
You're like, oh, man. Those are solid. What are these? I can't even hear anything through them. Those guys could be out there causing all kinds of problems. Sleep right through it.
Well, I'm glad that they're up to your they're up to scratch for you, Dib, because I'm very interested in the ones that you've got, the big giant stone ones. Do you have your guys ready to go so we can get those out of here? You can take them wherever the hell you want to take them, but
he kind of lets you know that he already moved them.
Oh, well,
he scrawls you out a map.
Yeah, so just mark it on the map here, and I'll see about it.
So you notice on the map that he moved them. I'll kind of give you an idea. It's going to be near a. He's moved them close to Earthmane Keep, but outside of Earthmane Keep.
Okay.
Figured it was the closest place, and the place is already a dump. It's all the mud. Also, did you see there's some type of weird thing going on over there?
I've only gone past it. I haven't visited yet, so this will be a good excuse for me to scope it out.
There's some weird stuff going on over there.
Yeah, I know we have some. We had a crew or two from the guild go through there a while back, but I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I'll keep that in mind.
I will say, you let that mud keep coming up like that, that's how you get bullywugs.
Okay,
No one wants
keep
that.
I'll keep an eye out for some little frog guys while I'm over there.
What a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, what's that? What do they say? What happens to a frog when it gets struck by lightning?
Same thing that happens to everything else.
Exactly.
That's
so
right. Spoken by that prophet, Halle Berry.
I'm gonna make little sparks between my fingers just to kind of emphasize the point.
Well, I got a nap and calling my name, so I'll catch you on the flip.
Test out those doors. See how much.
Oh,
how they dampen the noise.
No noise. I can't even hear you. He kind of laughs and he shuts the door, opens the door, shuts the door, opens the door.
I'll just give him a little knock and I'll head out.
Get to standing there waiting, and he says, "I take it. Dib is pleased."
Hey, I'm happy the big guy's got what he wants. I get what I want.
Speaking of that,
all worked out. Yeah, what's up?
The meat you brought.
Mm-hmm. Or I think Timothy brought it, didn't he, Lon?
Yes.
Did you guys a visit?
I believe it. Yes, he brought it at your request to complete our. What would we have to do to make that something more permanent, or for us to acquire livestock?
I'm not too sure about that personally. I can pass the question along though. Next time I come by, or the next time one of us one of the group of us that you've got a relationship with comes by, I can have whoever that is relay the message. But I don't know personally.
My understanding is that Timothy is very close to the kobolds that he is, Kag's tribe, that we're going to be working with.
Sure, yeah. They've got a little bit of a relationship going. I don't know all the details.
My understanding is also that they are farmers.
Again, I'm not too sure how you want to define them. They are kobolds, so I guess they could be farmers as much as a kobold is capable of. And last, when we encountered them, and I guess Ben, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but when we met those guys, the village that they were farming at was kind of in rough shape, and I think they're still getting stuff back together there.
They've been getting it under control because everybody was killed, and they just took it over because they didn't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure I had that right. Yeah, like I said, they're working on it, but
perhaps you could.
Everybody was dead when we got there, so
perhaps you could help your ally negotiate a deal between us and Kag, something that would be beneficial for them and beneficial for us, in order for us to acquire livestock of some type, or even grains or goods of some type. I feel currently Kag and I are not making a lot of headway without someone to facilitate, which is fine. Hopefully that'll improve over time. I think I'm beginning to understand that their situation may be even more dire than ours.
Yeah, like I said, there was only when we found the village, there were only a few of them left, and everybody was dead, and the whole village had been kind of torn through. So,
understandable. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I'm always happy to help.
And he kind of looks thoughtfully for a second, and then he walks back into the warren. Did we cover everybody's stuff?
If I had one more thing I could do, if I have one action left, I guess I don't know if I do.
Your actions would be complete.
Okay. Maybe for next time. I wanted maybe something to think about. I just want to start doing something to improve my arcana skill.
So definitely you could say, hey, for one of my downtime activities, I want to start, I want to hit the library.
Okay, cool. I'll save it for next time then.
Do you want to have anything else?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just had to turn in those that stuff that I found to that crownsman or whatever he was.
Oh, to the guard, yeah.
Yeah, to the guard.
When you got, so you're headed back now to Restwell. Gelgath, did you have anything else?
I wanted to check in with the goblins about if they've negotiated a deal with anybody for their job.
They haven't. Geth is able to tell you. We kind of put that in.
Okay,
all the
and
hands.
I'll bring up the person I met and stress that he seems slimy, very, very, very slimy.
Geth
So,
tells you, I've never actually met a gnome. I couldn't tell you anything about them. But I would either be willing, if you would be willing, to accompany me, and we could both meet with this gem dealer, or Gelgath, we trust your judgment. You and your friends have been nothing but allies and friends to us. So if you think this is a deal that is going to put us in the best position, even if it's not as monetarily beneficial as we would wish, but if at least it puts us in a situation where we begin to gain renown, which gives us a negotiating stance with Restwell Keep to be recognized and seen as valuable to the community.
I think you would probably even just pick a more shrewd negotiator than I.
He kind of stands back and I don't even make you roll. You realize he looks shocked when you say that, like just dumbfounded, and says, "I do not underestimate yourself. We trust you."
I don't think I do. I most certainly, if this were, let's say, not a negotiation and sort of for your information meeting, I would be better at that, but I don't think that would be the way to start.
What you think is best in the outside world, I'm more than willing to acquiesce to your judgment, dear friend.
Well, I appreciate that. I will have to think about it. Also, I am reasonably sure I'm going to be followed or attacked by people hired by him pretty soon. But
if you want to take a retroactive insight check to your conversation with him,
all right, that's a 1.
yeah, you feel like your concerns are founded.
Yeah. They with a 1, they could be in here right now. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I can feel their eyes upon me.
Invisible.
They're in my backpack. So yeah, all right. Well, I must consider this and speak with my fellow Fighters Guild members who I trust.
Okay. Dianthus, did you have any final things you wanted to do? Okay. You do spend a little bit of time in the mushroom farms, and you do pick up a little bit more, like just kind of basic information. You feel like, oh, I can make a tweak here, a tweak there, and could probably be, they've got a pretty good handle on a lot of this, which is interesting for me to exchange information with. A lot of the things they know, I don't know, and a lot of the things that I know, they don't know. So
I just really like dirt and spores and stuff, so
dirt and
this
spores.
is fun.
Okay. You guys make it back to Restwell. When you come to the walls and the gates open, there is a rather large Goliath waiting for you. And it's not the female Goliath who is on gate duty.
What happened last time we ended with Kendon Longstrider wanting to talk to us? What happened with that?
You guys took the "we're busy" tact with him.
Oh, okay.
Because no one was like, hey, let's do that. Instead, I threw out jobs, and you guys decided to take jobs. which is kind of how the game, with a game like this is how it works. Sometimes things just go by the wayside. He walks up to you all, looks you all kind of all up and down, and he says, "Finders, correct?"
Who wants to know?
He pulls out a writ from your guild, and he says, "Your current employer,
All right. Well, then
Oneus Earthmane.
we are of from the Finders Guild.
I've just precluded your employment. Is there any way we could leave quickly?"
Sure. What are we doing?
You'll be accompanying me to Earthmane Keep, where we will be attempting to see whatever's left of my ancestors' goods, tomes, items.
And I mean, I actually have a reason to go over that way myself. Who might you be, sir?
Oh, my name is Oneus Earthmane.
Well,
Voran Earthmane was my ancestor.
how do you spell his first name?
Oneus. Oneus.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm ready whenever. I think I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready whenever. I don't have much more money to spend, so.
I don't need to get anything, so.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm sure Gelgath is also ready. So you guys start to make your trip. One thing you guys all notice is he walks with a slight limp, very slight, and he's using a staff. And as you're walking along the path, there's a little bit of quiet for quite a long amount of time before he says, "Which one of you, or all of you, did any of you do any work for Nairon Darkspell, and have you been to the keep before?"
I have not. No.
No and no.
I believe my answer is a yes, but I don't want to tell. Or does he know? Does he? I mean,
You don't know if he knows. He's just asking.
I just wanna.
I think you and Gelgath both were part of that.
We did, and I was trying to decide if that was something I needed to hide or not.
Gelgath,
You don't have to tell him.
Oneus inquired whether or not you were part of the finders that went to Earthmane Keep the first time.
Oh, yeah,
You just go, "Yep."
yeah.
I kind of thought he'd do that.
He looks at you and he says, "What did you find? I never made it inside."
How do I feel about this guy?
He's a Goliath, and he claims to be an ancestor of Voran Earthmane, who you guys know was kind of like Billy Badass of what was before the Chaos Scar. He was kind of like a mega hero.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a reason to not take him at his word right now. Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest. At first, we found a bunch of mud and a bunch of bullywugs.
He kind of looks down. He says, "This was the third site I had gone to in search of the remnants of my ancestors' libraries and basically my heritage. The first two had gone rather well. And when I came to Earthmane Keep, I just hired locals. And the first time we were attacked on the road, and I lost almost all of them. The three of us survived. I paid the two that survived the wages for all of them, everyone, and asked them to give them to their families. I went back with harder men, and there were twice as many bullywugs. I have spent 8 months recovering. My leg shattered. Unfortunately, and I'm embarrassed to say it, my head in cups for many of those months. I had beseeched your guild to help me, and instead they took on a similar task for Nyron Darkspell, a hollow little man. I am happy to see that if I'm going back, even if someone had been there first, that I'm going back with one of my own kind. You hopefully understand what it means to reclaim your heritage. I have spent everything. I have no more coin. I have nothing of value left. I need to get inside of the keep, and I need to see what I can find, what I can salvage, if for nothing else, to find the next location, to find what Thoran left behind.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, while he's talking, whenever I guess he's done talking with Galgath, can I approach him with the piece of chalk I have and tell him about the doors?
You definitely can if you like. Gelgath, you were going to say something though while you because you guys were speaking together.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say, have I seen him walk?
Have you seen him walk? Yeah, he. I think you may have got cut off. He walked with a bit of a limp, just a tiny one, and he does use a staff while he walks.
Oh, okay. So all right. That's what I needed to know. Thank you.
He kind of tells you as you're talking that it took him 3 days to crawl back close enough to the King's Wall to be found.
Mm.
The bullywugs kind of just left him for dead. And with some of the other members of his excursion, he survived and they didn't.
Oh, yes. I've got. Okay, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, sir.
You show him the chalk?
Yeah, Oneus, I've got this. We've been in. I haven't been to Earthmane Keep, but I've been into one of the vaults. That's sort of.
He lights up as soon as
here.
you say that. He likes his.
And I found this inside, and this was used to open a portal.
Do you know which vault it was?
Where was that? Where was the vault that we found?
That was where you guys went and with the Dragonborn treasure hunter, and it was kind of like a mini library.
Yeah. Okay, there was
like almost like a book repository, but it was like not a lot of special books, but like I guess you'd call it almost like a study, because they also like an alchemy table and some other things in it.
Yes, I where I got this, I think you probably wouldn't have much luck finding anything else at this point, because we went there with some other guys and we kind of broke off from them as quickly as possible and lost track of them. But they went through a portal, which we closed behind them. I don't know if they got out. Don't know where that portal went. But was this something that went awry?
Kind
of. We got attacked by a young dragon and kind of got scattered.
It's not a matter of your allies turning on you. It was a matter.
No, they will. The guys that hired us, they were probably going to use us as fodder for the dragon. So when things went to shit, we kind of all scattered. And like I said, we left. We closed the portal behind them. So who knows? They might be trapped in
a portal.
Yeah, because they were bad dudes.
He kind of stops for a second. He's like processing. He's like, "Can you show me on a map where this site was?"
Sure. I'll point. I'll pull out my map and point to it.
And you said you closed it. Did you also open it, or was it already?
It was already open. I think they opened it, if I remember correctly.
How did they open it?
I don't know. They kind of seem to know a little bit about what we were getting into, and like I said, I think they pretty much just hired us to distract the dragon.
I had 3 of my books stolen 2 months ago that were research when a Dragonborn came into Restwell.
I
and
bet you it was the same guy. Not
unfortunately,
that.
a bit in my cups at the time, and he was only there for a few days, but I noticed afterwards that I had some items that were missing that pertained to what I was looking for here in the scar.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if it was the same guy. The other thing, though, on to this Chuck, in the completion of one of our previous contracts, I came across a set of doors, of the Earthmane doors, that use this chalk to open portals. And through some negotiations and some trading, I got those doors moved to just outside Earthmane Keep, which is what, as I said earlier, was the reason I have to be going here anyways. So we might find, if we open up those set of doors, we might find something.
We should not open those doors without ensuring that we've made every type of effort to secure things. My ancestor was a brilliant individual, but he also is extremely powerful. I make no compunctions that I am anywhere near in his class as any type of wielder of magic. I have enough blood on my hands already. I won't put the blood of others on it.
Oh, I'm not suggesting we just do it willy-nilly, but...
And if these individuals who you trapped could open a portal, I'm sure they could also open another. So they might have access.
Does Connor remember that we threw bombs in there and then closed the door?
I thought we didn't do that. I thought you talked us out of doing it.
My notes said we did.
Did it.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember because I wanted to stick my head in to see what happened, but you wouldn't let me.
I was like, if you stick your head in there and close it and damage that portal, your head's going to stay and your body's going to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we also may have blown them up. We don't know. We don't know. But they're probably
mad.
He
looks at you sideways and he's like,
may have.
Well, we threw some explosives in there. Didn't see the outcome. You know, maybe because the place where that went,
you could tell like all of you
could have been enormous.
How pained he is to hear that. Like, there's just a visible, just like heartbreak of like, did you destroy all these things?
I hope not. But if we did, we probably fucked up those guys that stole your books. So you know.
He kind
you win some, you lose some.
He kind of thinks about it and he says, well, we can't undo what's done. But what we can do is work together and hopefully find a way to...
No, but if you've heard of any of those places that have taken damage, then you know where that portal also went.
Yeah, if there's recent blast damage somewhere.
I have not. Everywhere I've been... The portals have been inert, and I've had no means of opening them. All I've been able to do is postulate on how they were used in my tomes, and then they were stolen.
Well, we've got this chalk, so...
My ancestor was a collector, for lack of a better term, tchotchkes, which he would then...
Treasures?
Treasures that he would imbue with magic in order to utilize them as locks and keys.
I think that's what this chalk is.
I gathered from my reading that he found great amusement in this and made it very difficult for people to steal because they never know what to look for.
Clever.
He was definitely something to admire. It doesn't take long. You guys start to head up the road. And one thing you all notice is there are a lot of large breach points in the surrounding grassland.
Gem crust.
And he kind of looks around and he kind of, I've only seen the beast from afar. But this most likely does not bode well for Restwell Keep.
Yeah, we're going to have to deal with this guy at some point. I feel like it's getting worse.
We've seen him up close.
He kind of looks surprised and he says, "And live to tell the tale. I've only met one other person in the entirety of Restwell, and that's the gems dealer, and it cost him a leg."
It wasn't a pleasant experience, but
I can gather not. As you guys make your way, it starts to get a little later in the day, like 5 o'clock, and you see a large structure has been constructed just outside the keep, and I don't mean the doors.
Are they? Can we see the doors?
Yeah, the doors are just kind of sitting off like 40 feet away from the structure, just there.
What is this? Is like structures made out of wood, or
How
big is it roughly?
It's about 15, 20 feet tall. It's like it's a menhir, but it looks like it's been made out of chunks of stone and hardened mud.
So it's like a little
a menhir, which is like a stone, like rough hewn stone, not even a column. It's like one of the rocks from Stonehenge would be like a menhir.
okay.
So just a big old rock.
Kind of.
Any
Generally,
doors or anything on it?
I'm sorry, what?
Any like doors, access points, windows?
No, it's been carved on quite a bit though. And you also see as you get closer a very janky looking slab table.
This is outside the keep?
This is outside the keep.
How
where
close?
like, the mud has been pushed aside and actually used to build them in here. I put it up against the remains of the keep.
Any other, I guess, perception or investigation check, I suppose. Any other signs of recent, or not recent activity? That's not going to be what Connor's looking for. I'm looking for can I tell what language the carvings on the stones are in? No.
They're don't make any sense.
Anything on the
when you get close enough to look at all this, though, I would like you guys all to make me investigation checks.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Ooh. 21.
13.
10.
Gelgath?
It's time to party, everyone. Take your shots.
Gelgath, what did you get on your investigation check?
Uh-oh. Did we lose?
We lost his voice.
Oh, okay. All right. With a 10 Dianthus, you are able to determine that this area has been well trod by a lot of feet of late.
Okay.
Non-human feet. And they tend to be coming from the north, skirting along the wood towards where there's a swamp up there. And it looks like they're coming in number. Connor, what did you get?
I got a 13.
13. With a 13, you notice that on the janky slab table, there's stained blood. And it looks like it's blood from more than one thing.
Is it like dried?
Most of it's dry, but you can tell it hasn't been dry that long.
There's like kind of in the deep crevices, there's kind of some wet there still. Okay.
Gelgath, what did you get on your investigate check, if I might ask?
13.
13 as well. Gelgath, you're able to look at this menhir, and you don't think that boggards or bullywugs, whatever you want to call them, were overly capable of doing this on their own, that someone had to help them do this engineering feat. But it's definitely like you're looking at it and you're like, it's definitely was done by boggards. You can see their handprints all over it. You can't read what it says, what the scrawl is, but you can tell that this is definitely boggards. Timothy, you're like looking around and you can see where the mud is still slowly seeping up from the trap door, which is now just a mud mound. So it's just kind of slowly bubbling out. and you can see where they've cleared some of the mud out to make this little area. But the thing that catches your eye is you see a mound of mud that looks like it's there purposefully, and there's a reed sticking out of it.
Can I quickly ask, like, since I have not been to Earthmane Keep before, what is like the size and sort of general description of this place?
It's torn up. The upstairs,
ruin,
it's just ruins. They've been downstairs. I don't know. Did you guys relay to your allies?
So it's just like ground level rubble, kind of.
Think of like a 40. Think of like a Warhammer ruin,
like a sure, like a some wrecked imperial urban area where it's just here's
it's like
corner
so
of a building.
It's like a one big room, and then there was like 5 little rooms.
Okay, so this is like
been a two-story keep.
Okay, so this is kind of a smaller. This is much smaller than Restwell Keep, then.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Restwell
Cool.
Keep.
That's all I wanted to know.
Really big.
Thank you.
Yeah. And this fits with the Voran stuff. You know that he didn't keep one big area. He kept a bunch of small areas.
Yeah. He wasn't confined by material space.
Yeah. He was kind of like, why am I going to put all my cool stuff in one spot where you can just come rob me? But that's.
I'll go check it out.
You come up to what do you want to do when you check it out?
You said the reed is just kind of like stuck into the mud.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it's there purposefully.
You know, so what's
Plug the reed.
You want to plug the reed?
Yeah.
You plug the reed. You can feel someone's breathing through this reed.
I'll kind of like reach. I mean, I'm not that big. I'm just a halfling, but I'll reach my hand down into the mud where I think like a throat might be, and kind of pull them out.
You realize that like this is a human when you start digging. You're not quite big enough. Oneus will help you. I'm sure your allies will help you. You're able to pull a body out, and this body has been wrapped like in this almost rudimentarily prepared like spider wrap, like webbing wrap. The person's been gagged over, and the reed's been pushed in their mouth, like so they have to breathe in and out of it. Their nose has been shut with wax.
Jesus.
I'm just gonna say this seems like a kind of funny place to take a mud bath.
So you're gonna like unwrap? You're gonna help this person out?
Yeah, I'll help them out.
You help them out, and they're like, get up, and they're like, water, food.
Can I hang on? Sorry, I have a.
No, you're good.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Continue. I was thinking out loud, and I meant to sound like I was doing something, but I need to check something.
This person looks terrible. Like they might have been down here for a while. They're trying to form the words food and water, but it's just coming out as garble. Food.
Okay, that's a little bit more than I want to do.
And I'll give them a ration, and I'm sure I could give them some water.
Okay, he chugs the water and kind of half vomits some of it back up on himself. So
my wanderer trait can help me find more water if we need some too.
I'm checking. I've got that Pinniped's eminently useful tome where I have some healing spells in there, so I'm just checking those real quick.
He's not really damaged. He's just
okay.
Starved and
right, yeah, I've got some spare rations too. I can give if we need.
While you guys are doing that, Oneus is kind of headed over where he's got a little map of the keep, and he's kind of trying to pinpoint where the trap door is, and he's just kind of like looking at this 10-foot tall mound of bubbling mud and just kind of like, fuck me. This guy finally takes him a little bit. He looks terrible. Like they had waxed over his eyes, his ears, everything. And he's just like, thank you. He's like gripping onto you. The one thing I want you guys all to make me a perception check.
I've got a 7.
Timothy, you got a what?
22.
Wow. Dianthus? Gelgith, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, 16. Sorry.
16. Dianthus?
I critted.
Oh! Connor, you look terrible. You look buddy, you look real bad.
I've got news for you. You look like shit.
Yeah. Gelgath, you've only seen someone's body look this way, like when they've been starved very, very long.
Mm-hmm.
Like the stomach is distended. He looks awful.
Was this, just to clarify, was this dude, what was the orientation this guy was found into, like the rest of this stuff?
Like a new kind of, like a mound where they just dug down a little bit, put the body, and then covered it up.
Like inside the stuff?
No, like close to where the menhir is.
Okay, like what's the relation with the altar?
You're not sure.
Or I mean, like the visual relation.
Oh,
like orientation.
like
sorry,
to the right, like just off to the right.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just curious.
Timothy, you happen to notice that, like when you're kind of peeling things off, the spider silk kind of kept them really clean. And you see what looks to be like a large kind of slash across his chest, probably like 12 inches long. But it looks to be, even though you're like, part of you's like, this is a new wound, why does it look healed?
Uh-oh.
Dianthus, with your crit, when they're looking at everything, you are kind of looking him over and taking all this information in. You see his stomach move.
Oh boy!
Not move in a way that it should.
Okay, I immediately point that out. Like, okay, guys, hey, this is bad news. I've seen this horror movie. There's spiders in there.
I will tell you, there is not spiders in there.
Oh, it's worse than spiders.
Far worse.
Then it's snakes.
Yeah, we came upon some kind of weird ritual site with blood and stuff on it. That's why I was trying to figure out if there was any like obvious. I mean, I rolled very low, but like
you guys could all make me a nature check at disadvantage.
Nature check.
Mm-hmm.
Could I perhaps do a survival check instead? Nope. Okay. Well,
8.
I got a 19 and a 3.
Oh. Like,
no, if it is snakes, according to chat, I'd like to make a wisdom saving throw.
I got a 15 and an 18. So
Connor doesn't like snakes.
15 is my low.
Gelgath, what'd you get?
I got a 3 also.
Okay. And Timothy?
8.
Okay. So Dianthus, you're kind of looking at that and you're kind of racking your brain and you kind of go, is that a slod egg?
Oh, geez.
Do I know anything about, so I must know something about slod eggs.
Slod are, what you know about slod is they're frog-like beings from the elemental plane of chaos. They're extremely dangerous, and with certain forms of slod can implant an egg inside people that will then burst out eventually, eating them, becoming a different type of slod.
So I know this
That's
guy.
the only thing, like in your mind, you're like, I can't think of many other things. One reason why is because you're a Circle of the Spore druid, and everything has a life cycle.
Yeah.
But slods fuck the life cycle up.
So I know this guy has no chance of surviving, right?
You can't think of, you don't know of any way to get that egg out. I mean, people survive and people have them removed. You just don't have any idea on how to do it.
I mean, we could do surgery. Or we could put him out of his misery.
Are you guys just having this conversation right in front of this guy?
I am. Dianthus doesn't have a lot of tact.
If I put enough lightning into him, can I kill the egg too?
It's gonna kill him and the egg.
Well, he's gonna be dead no matter what. So, I mean, unless anybody here's got medicine skill, I got a +2 and no equipment. So,
I'm just saying if I had something else, because if we heal him,
That's all I got too.
yeah, if we heal him, it's not gonna do anything to the egg.
And he's not injured.
I don't have any spells that would help
He's just
me
starving.
inside somebody.
And this also may be one of the reasons he's starving.
I have gust. I could cast a cooling breeze on him.
Do I think I could use my fluid kit and my herbalism kit to like maybe kind of cut him open and see what's going on?
I mean,
boy, that will be messy.
You can
Try.
Just a little like appendix surgery, right? I don't have any medicine skills or anything. It's either that or put him out of his misery. I mean, at least the other way he'd have a chance.
That will kill him too. He's gonna die no matter what.
Oneus finally comes back over to where you guys are at.
Hey, Oneus, you don't happen to be a surgeon, do you?
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I did find where the trap door is. Also, I've used a trinket of my ancestors, and one of the rooms below is empty. Is clear of mud. Sealed.
Let's address this dude first, because if we let this continue, we're in trouble.
This would be the worst problem in an enclosed space.
What are we addressing?
I point to the moving stomach.
He's got a slot egg in his belly.
In one stroke, he pulls a blade out of his staff and takes the guy's head off.
Yeah, see,
that's where I was going to.
We need to burn the body.
That was inevitable.
We need to burn this immediately.
Okay.
How did you know this? Have you ever seen a slod? Have you ever dealt with a slod?
I'm going to assume if I know what I must have, or did I read something?
You think you're just aware of it from reading, and maybe have dealt with like at one point like the chaotic corruption that a slod would bring to the primaterial plane.
Okay, true. I just know things.
Now he kills this guy, and he's just like,
I read things.
I don't have the magic capability to save this individual, and I'm pretty sure if you're all sitting around talking about it, neither did you. We just did him a service. Who's going to burn the body? Because you need to make sure you burn it immediately.
I've got some torches and I think a tinderbox, so I could, if there's any timber nearby, we could start gathering up wood.
I'd like to make a visual examination of the area to make sure that it's the only mound with the reed sticking out of it.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a good check. He kind of looks around and he says, "Did you know this man?"
Nope, just met him.
Just met him just now.
Kind of looks down and he starts to gather up tinder as well. And it takes about 20 minutes for you guys to get enough, and you basically set a pyre. It's getting dark at this point. And he says, well, we will have the light of a fire, at least. This is a bad omen.
I don't want to camp near the spooky altar, if I could make that request.
I can help you with that request. And he casts a spell, and the altar just...
That'll do it. Thanks. Ben, I have a question about my book, the Pinnipet's book. Are those the spells inside that, are those one-time casts?
Yeah.
So I can cast each spell once and then it's it? Okay.
It's used up.
All right, good. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
You guys eat and kind of are just there. And how are you going to divide up watches?
I don't have dark vision, so I would benefit from having the fire or like being closest to dawn or something. I also don't have great perception, so I shouldn't be.
Oneus volunteers to take the first watch. He goes over and he takes a stone out of his pocket and he casts a spell, and you see he has like a little homunculus basically, and he uses the homunculus to start to break the slab table as well.
I can take second.
I can take. How many watches are there?
There would be 4.
I can
One
take
for
third.
each round.
I'll take the last watch right before.
I could take it too because I'm trying to remember if I have dark vision or not. But
Yeah, like if you got, I'm not very useful in the dark, which is why I was thinking I could go last because it'd have a little bit of dawn light to help me out.
So at this point, I will make my 2 checks for Oneus. Nothing occurs. Who's second watch? Make me
I
two
got it.
20, make 2 20-sided rolls.
I got a 2 and a 20.
You're good. Gilgath, roll me 2 20-siders, please.
Is this modified by anything?
It is not.
Okay. I got a 2 and a 2.
You're good as well. Oh, you're good as well. Whoever's taking the 4th watch.
Okay, I'll do it. Okay, so I've got a 7 and a 13.
Good as well. Nothing occurs. You guys do wake up, or whoever was on watches after the first, that around your fire at the head of it there is a a stone slab like headpiece that's been there for the body of the individual you found. So the grave's been marked. You head over. Oneus has kind of made his way around the keep a few times, and he's like, we have to start removing the mud.
So
do you have a way to do that quickly and efficiently?
No, I can turn the mud to stone, some of it, but I can't.
Won't the stone make it so we can't get in there?
Exactly. That's why I can't really do that.
I don't have anything. Yeah, I guess if I can just like use frostbite a billion times to freeze it, and then we can smash it up, could then use gust to blow it all away.
I'm open to suggestions.
Hella complicated.
If you guys have interesting ideas, now's a good time.
I guess I frostbite the cantrip. I'll fire a frostbite near like kind of one of the like a thinner spot. I want to see if it'll work at all first. See if it like freezes it, and can we like crush it up and then like sweep it away?
You try it and you get very, very little actual effect out of it because one thing you're realizing is the mud itself is warm. Like the spot, it's bubbling.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I don't know if I don't have anything for that. I don't think I can check my inventory, but
Just turn it to stone. We could blow it up.
Kind of looks over at you and he's like, my plan was to hopefully not destroy this keep.
Yeah, we're here for recovery. Yeah, I don't have anything for this. I don't even have a shovel.
I was just looking at our list of things in the cart to see if there was anything in there.
Yeah, do we get any of that stuff identified, though? Because if it's not identified, then we don't know what any of it does.
No, but you could always just take a shot. You never know.
We could.
There's an origami skull. That's a scroll.
You could roll me a percentile.
The suite of your needs seems like maybe the thing that might be the most.
How close are we to the goblins?
You're a few miles.
Okay.
Percentiles banner is 84.
Oh, okay. One thing you do know is now roll me a d4.
3.
Oneus has 3 identify scrolls.
The suite of your needs seems like maybe the best place to start because that kind of feels like it's sort of like based on a needs.
I was thinking one of the keys could be helpful too, because maybe it's some type of like get into a place without a door kind of place, you know. And if there's a room below us that there's nothing in it, as long as we could. Why don't we just dig a hole into the room below us that's not that mud in it?
I don't have no one has a shovel though. That's why we can't dig.
Oneus does have mold earth, but he doesn't, and it's a cantrip for him. He doesn't know though if he can do, because the mud just keeps coming. So he's like, I can get us in, but someone's going to have to figure out how to shut the portal off that's allowing the plane of elemental mud just to spill.
Yeah, I think if we can use his if he's okay with us using his identifies, I think.
I just don't know if they're going to be helpful.
No, but we don't have anything else, and he's got 3 identifies for us to use, so we might as well use them.
I hold on. What you're telling me that none of our standard D&D kids have shovels in them?
I'm looking at everything I've got. I do not have a shovel.
Mine doesn't either.
I have.
Well, he's already told you he can handle that part because he's got mold earth as a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is he can only get you close to the portal, and he's going to have to continuously cast mold earth to do it. But so he is just going to cast.
Yes,
it's going to wear him out. But he needs someone to figure out how to shut the portal.
Don't we just need to destroy the portal? If we blow it up,
Gelgath and Dianthus can make me a history check because this was mentioned in the first episode of Chaos Car.
Can we? The portal is not visible to us right now, is it?
No, because it's mud. It's just
okay. So, like, I guess I'm having a hard time envisioning how this is working. They said there's mud coming up from a hole.
So there's a portal down in the basement area.
Okay.
And it is directly linked to the plane of elemental mud. So mud is just coming out of this nonstop.
What does that look like?
So much has come out, it's filled the basement. And now it's pushed its way out through the trap door.
Okay, so there's like a trap door inside the fortress.
Yeah, and it's been going on for about 2 months. So that's how much mud you I think has been pushed
So we need so he can temporarily clear us away, but we have to get in there and destroy the portal to keep it from continuing.
Dianthus,
I got
and Gelgath.
17 on my history.
17, Gelgath. What'd you get?
13 for history.
Gelgath, you kind of remember something about an item, but you can't quite remember. You were really busy killing bullywugs. I mean, that part was someone else's business. Dianthus, you remember that someone mentioned that there was an item here called the Staff of Earth and Might, and that it was surmised that the bullywugs had activated that and jammed it in the portal, and that's what was keeping the portal open and also keeping it open to the plane of elemental mud.
So if I just pull it out, does that work? How's my pull-out game? Is it any good?
So far, so good.
I was waiting for Ben's face.
I don't see no kids.
So I can't see it, but
so I think that would work, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll tell everyone. Like, this is my idea. What's the worst of giving it a shot?
So if you guys know where the if I asked where
they know where the portal is,
in orientation to the trap door, how far away from the trap door is it? Because if I can use
down 10 feet and like down a 15-foot hallway.
I could use detect magic to like have a visual ping of it, so we don't lose track of it in the darkness.
Well, one thing too is Oneus, as he's shown you with that ring, is he can give you the layout just based upon the stone, which he can read off of his ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he knows that one room has not been affected by the mud. So it's 10 feet down, and then you're in a larger room, and then there's a hallway, and then another large room, and then there's another door, and the portal's in that room.
Okay.
But Dianthus and Gelgath remember that the doors were already in bad shape and most likely
Well,
destroyed.
if we don't know how many bullywugs are down there.
Oh, no bullywugs could survive down there.
What?
They have no air.
Oh, there's okay. So
Yeah.
so as far as we know,
They killed everybody who was down there, and then the ones that were trying to chase them, they literally just shut the
Okay,
trap
but
door
why is
on
this
them.
fucking dude buried outside here, and why is there a bunch of stuff, spooky ritual stuff?
That might not even be related.
I know,
to the
but that's
bullywug stuff.
No, sure, but like somebody's been here, and they might still be here. I guess is what I'm thinking.
We won't know it just standing here.
That's true. I guess are we just gonna do this fucking police raid style? Just kick down the front door and go in guns blazing and just see what the fuck happens? Or
If there was someone else here, they would have figured it out after we spent a night camping here.
not necessarily. Not if they don't ever come out.
I think they'd just be aware of our presence. We lit a fire. We weren't hiding. We weren't
I
inconspicuous.
hope you're right. I hope you're right. I'm just trying to make sure we're not, not assuming anything, and then we're gonna get ambushed from behind or something.
We're gonna get fucked one way or the other, so we might as well do it.
Might as well just
let's
go in there and do it.
All right, let's just go.
I'll
Let's go in and see what happens. I'm gonna. I'll just.
I just mean we keep talking about it, but I don't think our plan's gonna change. I think it's
No,
going to
I
be.
mean, yeah, we don't have. There's no way for us to get any more information unless we just go down there. So
yeah,
we'll just go down and adapt as we need to.
So Oneus starts casting, and he's able to kind of move steps to get to the trap door, and he's like, you're gonna have to. I can just keep pushing the mud off, but you're gonna have to open the trap door because I can't.
Mm-hmm. Who's
Cool.
going first?
Well, if you remember correctly, Gelgath put a large piece of stone wall on top of it, so the bullywugs could not follow you up, and then they drowned in mud.
Hey, Gelgath, buddy, can you do me a solid and move that?
See, I just
Oh.
not this is not this
Yeah.
is walk and talk. This is the walk and talk, but like there's a slab. That's another frog thing nearby where all the frogs were. That's like that's a Chekhov's. That's like a.
We put the slab there.
They put the slab on the trap
No,
door.
the slad
Oh,
egg inside the dude, the frog
There's
demon thing.
Nothing we can do about that. We got rid of that.
I know
It's
there's nothing we
definitely-
can do about it, but we got to remember that there's maybe a connection there. There's
Cool.
two frog things.
Make me an athletics check, Gelgath.
I just don't want to go in with
Okay.
I prefer to be a little paranoid about this than too comfortable.
Okay, you watch our backs then.
Mm-hmm.
I got an 11.
You're not able to.
I rolled like crap.
You're not able to hoss it like you did when you put it on there, but you're able to stand it up and push it over.
It's all
into the
slippery with mud.
mud. And you open the trap door, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's just like a flat,
Oh,
slowly
embarrassing, but I got
rising,
done.
like slowly water rising level of mud just coming up and through it, and you hear Oneus cast again, and he again that 10-foot square mud gets thrown away, and then I need you all to roll me initiative.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 5. Ugh. Ugh. That hurts.
18.
16.
8.
What did you get, Connor?
I got a 5.
Okay. Just put the initiative order in the chat. So Gelgath, when you see this huge chunk of, like a 10 foot by 10 foot square of mud get launched over, it splatters, and out of the splatter forms a group of tiny flying mud mephits.
Mm.
Oh, geez. Okay. Are they in melee range for me?
You can get there easily.
Let's see. I don't want to be just a giant plug in the way of attacking them, so I am actually going to chuck a javelin, and I'm going to quickly say to Oneus, I meant to talk to you about this item as I pull it out of the thing with a lightning bolt on it that produces javelins.
He just looks at it and he says, "That's your item now," and kind of smiles as he continues to concentrate on casting his cantrips and pulling the mud out.
Okay. So I got a total of 20.
Yeah, you pierce this thing straight through. You can roll damage if you'd like.
Oh, so let's see. That is 10.
Okay. You pierce it, goes right through. The mephit kind of falls like a wounded bird and then just kind of flaps its way back up, and you get your javelin back into your hand.
Cool. Oh, and I will move out of the way so other people can attack them easily.
Okay. Timothy.
Take a shot at it with my crossbow, I guess.
Yeah, they're hovering about 7 feet up in the air.
How many of these things are there?
There's 6 right now. They kind of fly awkwardly because they're made of mud.
Does a 10 hit?
10 does not. It barely misses. The 5 kind of all circle you guys. They pull in their breasts, their long nose kind of shakes when they do it, and they all vomit a stream of mud at you.
Ugh. Are we still above ground right now, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need you all to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity. Yay.
Oh my god, another 5. I'm just gonna roll 3s all night, apparently. Fuck.
Total of 20.
Okay, you're good.
Total of 17.
Good.
I critted.
Good. Connor, you are restrained. You can check again at the end of every single one of your turns to save again. But right now you're just like covered in this almost hot, viscous mud, and it's just all over you. And they kind of make a giggling sound, which sounds like gurgling as they kind of fly around.
Damn it, dude.
Oneus is like, I don't know how much more I can do of this. I've got it cleared. Who is going to retrieve the staff?
Ooh.
You'll be on the rest of you will be on your own when we do this, but I need to know who I'm clearing the path for, and that they're prepared to go dive into this mud to. I'm freaking stinking. I assume you're out.
I'll do it.
Well, actually, I was wondering if I should do it as a giant wolf spider.
Okay.
Like I can climb on the ceiling.
Yeah, stay out of the mud.
There's
Good
less
idea.
likely to be mud on the ceiling, right?
Will be dripping mud on the ceiling, but yeah, he's pulling it
but-
out. You'll be able to. All right, Dianthus. I want to make sure. Can you transform into this at your level?
I double checked. This
Okay,
is
cool.
a quarter level thing. It was on a list of like top combat creatures
Perfect.
for this. So
you and Oneus slowly descend down. While you do so, we're at the end of a niche. Connor can make another saving throw. You need an 11.
Fuck, it's a 9.
You're clearing it off, but it's happening slow.
I could not roll.
You're rolling real bad tonight.
I got 1 double digits. Everything else has been below a 10.
Gelgath, you're up again.
Okay. Let's see here. Did they advance on us at all, or are they in the same place?
They're just like hovering above you. They almost seem more mischievous than like menacing.
Okay.
But you're also like taking what they come from away, which is kind of upsetting to them.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I will try to whack one of them then. If are they high enough above me where I couldn't do that?
No, they're staying like for you like head level.
Okay.
They don't fly very well.
I got a total of 10.
10 is a miss.
Oop.
So the one you swings at, like dives straight down and kerplunks into the mud, and you see the mud move like he's swimming through it.
Okay.
Timothy, what are you doing?
I will. Do I know which one that I shot at before, or are they just kind of
they're kind of indistinguishable.
So more like a swarm?
A little bit like a swarm. I mean, they're not a swarm in like D&D terms, but they're just kind of. It's like, oh, they're little mud monsters. Okay.
Right. All right, I'll shoot at one again. Are any of them in melee with anybody?
No, you could get the melee if you want to climb up Gelgath, though.
Yeah.
Do it.
Or Connor. You can use Connor as you could climb. You could climb dirty.
Well, I'm just looking like it. I was looking for my sneak attack, but if nobody's in melee with anything, then like not much I can do. So I'll just shoot another one with a crossbow.
Okay.
18.
You plink into it. Roll me some damage.
Be 9 points damage.
It grabs the bolt in its chest and plops to the ground. You see it move around in the mud. Your bolt's just sticking in the mud.
So dramatic.
You can see it swimming through. So you know you didn't kill it.
Right.
But they're just having a ball. There's a lot of giggling going on.
Now you got Jaws situation coming after you. Watch your ankles.
They're going to spit mud at you 3 again. So you'll be at a disadvantage this time, Connor.
Great.
On your roll. The rest of you need to make a dex saving throw.
Wait, am I rolling for this too?
Yep.
With disadvantage. 15.
Okay, you're good. Gelgath, what'd you get?
12.
You're good too. Connor.
I got a 12 on this one.
Okay. You're able to kind of move just enough to not get encased. All right, Dianthus, you guys are down into this tunnel, and the thing that's disconcerting is he's pulling this stuff out, and more is just sliding in from the sides and from in front of you the whole time. Mm-hmm. It's like he's holding it back by moving it, but he's continuously moving it.
I'm gonna book it to the portal.
Okay.
Is he keeping up with me?
He's trying, but by doing that, he's basically gonna have it close in from behind him.
Can I transform and then spin some web like around his torso onto his arm and like pull him with me, basically?
Yeah.
So he could just sit down and I could just slide him across the mud if that's easier for him to focus on what he's doing.
What you're more worried about is he's more worried about is the fact that the mud is going to start to fill in behind you.
Okay.
But it's too late. What's done is done.
Yeah.
You gank him in, you head to the portal, you see that he pulls the last bit of mud out, and you see this shimmering purple portal, and inside of it you can just see mud.
Nasty.
But the one thing you do see is you see a blue and gold handle.
Yeah, I'm gonna yank on that.
How are you gonna yank on it?
I got a strength of 12.
You gonna climb down and grab it?
Do I have to climb down? Can I do it from the ceiling?
Spider-Man that shit.
Okay, you can climb down to it. Make me a dex saving throw.
I by the way, I have spider climb, so I can climb difficult surfaces.
Yep, this is not a surface. This is a mud flow.
And upside down.
Yep, it's a mud flow.
You said it was a dex?
Yep.
That says so that's a 19.
You're able to kind of spider paddle your way, almost like using the surface tension of the mud to like be on top of it. Reach one of your long limbs out and scoop it up. And as you pull it all the way out of the portal slowly starts to close until it winks out like a puckered butthole. And the mud stops coming out. You're welcome for that image. At that point, Oneus stops casting, and he's just like, I need a break. And the mud that's still there just starts to slide in from all corners.
I grab him and we're gonna crawl out. I'm gonna crawl out.
You start to crawl towards, and that's mud. He's kind of breathing hard, and he's like, doors, open those doors. That room's not, the room, there's no mud in that room.
Go to the doors.
They are locked. Are you changing back into your normal form?
I suppose there's nothing else I can do as a spider if they're locked and we can't crawl out. Yeah. Well, I mean, before I change back though, just out of curiosity, like I have dark vision and a decently high passive perception. Can I notice, like, is there anything else moving around? Is there anyone?
You see some mudded up, like a body of a bullywug, kind of almost like bog mummied from all the pressure and the mud.
It's not moving though.
No, it's it's like curled up.
Dead.
Okay, so
There's nothing alive down here.
Nothing's moving. Or okay, so I feel like this is a bad idea, but yeah, I'll transform back.
Okay. You can make me a investigate check, and then that'll determine how difficult your I can't think of the skill.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand is. Yeah, thank you.
Should have sent the thief.
It's a 12. That's a 12. It's not great.
It is not trapped, but it is locked. And the lock appears to be somewhat complex. So you can roll as per normal with sleight of hand, but you will need a higher roll.
One moment.
So meanwhile, above ground, Connor, make me a saving throw.
Come on.
11 or better.
Oh, 21.
You are free.
Thank fuck. And as I get free, I'm going to say, if there's enough space, I can kill these fuckers with the thunder wave. But that's my turn, so.
Top of the pop, Gelgath, what would you like to do? We'll keep that. Gelgath's move will happen as soon as he is able to pop back in. Timothy, you're up.
I will take a shot at one of these things, one of the flying ones again.
Okay.
Not that it's really doing any good, but why not? 15 again.
Shoot another one. This time it you can see it hurts it, but the bullet just goes flying right through it. I'm guessing you're not doing 26 points of damage, though.
No. And then I will I'm not in melee with any of these, correct?
No, you are not.
All right, then I will dash away.
Perfect. You gonna hide?
You know what? Sure. Let's move. I'll take my movement speed and then
quick,
hide.
make me a
Stealth
quick
check.
stealth check.
That is an 18.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah, you just kind of dip out and find a shadow or a shadowed corner that's not completely engulfed in mud and kind of hide out. Gelgath, what did you want to do?
I'm gonna try and whack one of the efforts again.
Okay.
Oh wow, critical.
Nice.
With a critical with these guys, you splat it.
Okay.
There's just literally it's like punching mud and just everything splats. It's like the old when you tell your friends like I'd hit you but shit splatters.
Yeah, they'll probably comment. This is not like being splattered with blood.
You're like trying to shake the gunk off your hands. This time they are not going to vomit at you. They're going to kind of pummel you all with their little fists, but they can't find you, Timothy. So they're going to go after Connor and Gelgath. So there'll be 3 on Gelgath and 2 on Connor.
I'm going to use my shield.
Yep.
So I have a +5 armor class.
Gelgath, does a 14 hit you? Because it's the best I did.
No, sir.
Okay. They're just like, eh. They like swarm around you and pound you with their little fists, the little muddy fists. Roll too many dice. Connor?
My armor class is up to 17.
Yeah, no, not even close.
I'm pissed.
Yeah, I get the best I got was a 12. I mean, their to attack is +3.
Yeah, my armor class is 12, so if I hadn't thrown that shield up, they would have got me.
Good point. That puts you you're casting Thunderwave, right?
If it's my turn.
Yes, because we'll do Dianthus here in a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to try and position myself in such a way where I can hit as many of them as possible without hitting Gelgath. Since he's the only one in melee range.
Roll me a D6.
5.
You can hit 5.
Fuck yeah. All right, they've all got to make DC 14 con saving throws as I run up, like kind of position myself and as like close to the center of them as I can and do like a Hulk like hand clap.
Nice.
And all this lightning and thunder kind of just blasts out from me.
All right. What was the 2 hit?
It's a Constitution save of 14.
1 saved, the rest did not.
Okay, and they'll take 10 points of damage. So halved, I think, on the one that saves.
Oh, so the rest of them, the other 5, 2 of them,
and they're pushed 10 feet away from me too.
2 of the other ones, 2 of the 2 that went to ground, both pop like a bubble.
Okay,
but the other 3 are just damaged. Actually, the other 3 just damaged.
Yeah. See, on a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Yeah, 2 of them get like thrown, and 1 does not.
Okay, well that's 2 of my first level spells in 1 round of combats. 2 of my 3.
But as soon as the portal closes, which is right now, they are like eep, and they start trying to fly away. Dianthus, make me that sweet sleight of hand roll.
I rolled an 18, so I have a 19.
You are able to undo the lock. It's like really complicated, and it was full of mud, but you're just able to figure it out. And as the mud starts to seep in, you and Oneus crawl in and shut the door behind you, and you hear it go shunk and close shut.
Did it lock or did it close?
It seals.
Oh, shit. That can't be good.
He kind of looks around, and his eyes go wide as he looks in the corner. There's a portal.
Is it open?
It is not, but it's one that's actually intact.
Okay, well, that's good. What else is in the room?
There is a bookshelf, of course, because dude loved his books.
Fucking nerd.
Also, you do have the staff of Earth and Might in your hands.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not letting that go. So that's
you see a bunch
right
of books, and you also see a wand, a scroll, a like cap, like a hat, and a pair of bracers and a club, all on this table.
What's he doing?
What's he doing?
Yeah.
He's trying to catch his breath still. He like casts like 20 cantrips in a row. He's kind of tired.
Wait, did you say this is a hat, a pair of gloves, and a club?
You're not there.
There is a hat, yeah, a cap.
No, I'm just having some thoughts in my own head. Sorry.
A club, a pair of bracers.
Is he hurt?
No, he's just
Just
tired.
exhausted. Just exhausted.
He's just like, hey, like I haven't been doing a lot of casting of spells because I've kind of been laid up for a while. Like this was a tiny bit more taxing than I thought it was going to be.
Can I give him a piece of candy?
He
Candy?
looks at you and he says,
It's very
Do
refreshing.
you know what this candy is?
I gave it to the little kids. So.
Oh, okay. He didn't know if it was like one of the other stuff.
No, one of the little kid candies, not one of the list candies.
Test this out.
Not one of the list candies. One of the kid candies.
He'll take it.
They could be the same thing.
No, why do we not give the little kids things I have not looked into? I'm not a monster.
That could be fun.
I like kids.
He activates his little homunculus and he says, Cornelius, please search the room. And the little
Cornelius
starts moving around the room. It looks kind of like if Jack Kirby or Mike Mignola drew a little gargoyle dude. It's got like tiny wings and like kind of weirdly asymmetrical horns and like the classic like Kirby big jaw face.
Because there's no mud in here, do I get the feeling that there was some type of protection on this room? Or was it literally just because the door was...
You can make me an Arcana check as well.
Oh, let's see if I get lucky. I got a 10.
You definitely know that this room is magically sealed.
Okay.
And you also know that there's no way the Boggarts got in here.
Do I still feel like Oneus is like...
You can make me an insight check.
Yeah, I want to make an insight check. I just want to like watch him go around the room and try to get a feel for what he does. God damn, I rolled really good when I need it. That's a 19.
No, he's been completely up and up with you. He looks exhausted, like he's even moving a little worse for wear. Like maybe he was not completely honest about how bad his leg actually is.
Can I offer my arm to like help him get around?
He's just like, I got it. I need a moment. I need a little bit of, I'm overwhelmed slightly by the moment as well. This is the largest amount of intact I've found.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is, granted, we're going to have to get a way out of here. But for a moment, I just want to bask in the fact that we found something. I mean, you have the Staff of Earth and Might.
Maybe this could help us get out.
He kind of looks at you for a second and he's like, I don't think that's what it does.
I don't have any Arcana, but do I get any feel for it?
Why don't you roll me an Arcana check? We'll go off his stats. See what he remembers about the Staff of Earth and Might.
Yeah, that's not a great roll. I rolled a 7.
He looks at it and
he's got like, a good plus.
If my history is correct, it's more of a weapon.
Oh.
It was carried by my ancestor in his early adventuring days, and then just sort of kept on his person as more of a symbol. But I don't think it can do what we would need it to do. You guys who are above ground, some of the mud's kind of, because it doesn't have a heat source anymore, is starting to dry up. But you look and you can see like down the stairwell and about 5 feet into the stairs, it's mud. So about half of that entirety of mud's been cleared out. But there's a lot of mud in there.
Yeah.
But it's not coming out anymore, which is...
Yeah, my ability to deal with mud is the same as it was previously, which is basically nothing.
No.
Craft yourself some shovels out of wood.
Are those little moffats gone?
Yeah, they've kind of flown away towards... away from here because the portal to their plane is closed.
I mean, I guess I'll just look around the keep to see if like if any looters or somebody left like a pickaxe or a shovel here or something in the past.
Why don't you make me a percentage roll? You need to score an 85 or
85 or higher. Nope, it's a 53.
Okay. Yeah, there's just this place has been picked pretty clean anyway.
I guess we're kind of SOL until the other two decide to come back then.
Well, if they can't get out, though, I mean, how many miles? What's the closest other settlement to us? Like the goblins?
Restwell.
Restwell? How many hours away was Restwell?
It's a few. You guys are on foot. If you would have brought the cart, it'd have been way faster.
Should probably look into buying a horse before I come out on another one of these.
Well, you guys have a cart and a big oxen, boy.
That's not going to help, though.
You still have them with.
I mean, it is part of Earthmane stuff, and the doors are right here. Can we maybe try to get something to happen with the doors?
That's a good idea.
No.
We don't know anything about what's down below, but that's. But no, I like that. I'm just trying to figure out if we would land on that because we don't know there's a portal underneath us.
No, but I mean, Earthmane connected all of his stuff through portals, so
that's
I mean,
true.
it would make sense that we have
I guess
doors.
I don't know. I'll leave it up to you, Ben, if you think that's an assertion, like an assumption we could reasonably make.
I think you could reasonably make that assertion. I don't think it's unreasonable.
Well, I'm down to try the portal idea for sure. You know, that certainly will get results one way or another faster than going all the way back.
I mean, basically, if we get it to activate, stick our head through there. If it's something we want,
Well, as we've established previously, you can't just stick your head through. You got to walk through.
walk through it, right? Walk through.
Yeah. So
One person walk through, and then if it's not what we want,
I go and trace the outline with the chalk. You guys hang back, and we treat this sort of like a timed bomb. Like I go and open it, run back. We watch it for a few minutes, see if anything comes out, and then we go in, kind of a thing. Because I don't think we should just run in. Because if there is something bad if this doesn't go, it isn't helpful. And
I mean, if there's something bad on the other side and it comes through, we're screwed anyway.
Yeah, but at least this way, like we can hide potentially and get a little bit of a drop on whatever it is because we got all these like cairn things around us that we can hide behind. I'm not saying we sit there for like an hour. Just like I'll open the gate. We watch it for like 5 minutes. If nothing comes out, we go in.
I'd even volunteer to like open the gate. I'll run through. If you don't see me in 30 seconds, close the gate behind me.
Call the police.
Like
if you don't come back in 30 minutes, we're calling
Dominoes.
You know, I think it's crazy, but you know what? I'm down. As long Gelgath, unless you've got anything else to contribute, I'm down.
I would like to go through.
Okay, so I guess we're all just going to go through that. I think it's better that if rather than one of us goes through, we should all just go through.
Okay, you activate the portal.
What do I do with that? Do I just have to like trace the outlines of things, or how does this
the
work?
outline on the doors? The doors start to glow a little bit, and you're able then to open the door within the door.
Gelgath, I can't reach the top. Can I sit on your shoulders?
Sure.
You open the door within the door, and you're gonna have to walk through. You're all three going through, correct? Just so I don't have anything.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think if one of us is going through, we might as all go through.
You all go through, and you're in what looks like almost like a large centerpiece of a massive wheel. And all the spokes are walkways to other portals.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
This
This is
is
the
a
center
gate
room.
This is a gatehouse, my friends.
Oh shit!
Quickly look, just checking the door that we came in through. Can I see anything on that matches anything on the door that we entered through? Like if there's any way to like know that they pair up with each other?
God,
Well,
I really
because
hope
it's
he
not a
labels
door.
everything.
That door you walked through is in the center, where you're pretty. sure
Oh,
there's gonna be a door.
sure. Okay, so I wonder
But when
if
you look around the spoke, you do see a slot where there should be like the formation of a portal, and there's nothing there. So you're pretty sure this door you have is supposed to go there.
okay.
Oh,
But
it's not,
now that
not
it's
like
been moved, the interior portal's not there anymore either.
I thought you were gonna say
Reading-
one door was missing, like it got blown up.
Given that I can
You
read,
do see one of the portals that's closed. There's a huge amount of like stone scarring and blackness, and you do see what looks to be the remains of a couple bodies, but you kind of realize when you look around this wheel that you look over the edge and it's just infinitely down.
like it is, so this wheel's on like a flat plane, and like we're kind of standing in the middle, like
Yes.
this spoke.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the
the
center
axle?
spoke with all of the outward spokes, they're like hovering independently over a void.
So we're in a pocket dimension. I guess I would probably.
You can see that two of the doors are currently active. You can tell others are capable. Most of the others are capable of being activated, but aren't active. And there's three that are just like they just need to be opened.
Can I? Given that I can read giant, can I make out any like labels for where these portals might go?
I'm glad you asked. They're all named things, but they're not named like things you would recognize.
So there's some
They're
kind
like named like
there's some kind of encryption thing going on here.
yeah, they're like named like you would name like a weapon, like, oh, this is so and so's blade. So,
Anything like a shield, anything that might be reminiscent of like a fortress defense.
make me a perception check. That's a good question.
15.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, there is. There is one that kind of looks like a chess piece of like a rook.
Okay. Well, before I do anything else, I want to make sure everybody else gets a chance to do stuff. So that'll be my next move, though, is going over there and look at that a little bit more closely.
There's, like I said, there's two portals that are currently active.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think.
Do you want to go shut them?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. We don't know who's using them, and if.
What do I have to do to shut these? Connor, like just.
I think I just got to trace it with the chalk, don't I? Yeah, I just got to
Trace
reverse
it with chalk?
the same process, but backwards.
Okay.
So however long that takes me to do, I would do that. I only got the one piece of chalk, otherwise I'd share. But
No, it's fine. I'll go check out the dead bodies.
They were blown up. They're
Oh.
just pieces.
Nothing,
They were definitely
nothing.
some of the people that
no
were
identify. Is there a dragonborn skull in there?
No little
No.
pockets.
Connor, you go to the first one and you can't see completely through it. It's like looking through like murky water.
Mhm.
But what you can see looks like some type of machinery.
Like steel
Cogs,
or like
cogs and wheels, and it's
we're
just-
talking some crazy arcane kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you remove the chalk.
make
Close
a,
it.
what's the symbol on that one? I want to make a mental note of like what like these identifying
That one is just simply a cog.
a cog. Okay. I'm gonna call this the Earthmane door room.
Hub. Let's call it your Earthmane hub.
The
The
Earthmane.
one with that you guys closed earlier after you threw the bombs through has got like a potion bottle above
The
it.
one. Okay. Oh, because that was like an alchemy lab,
Lab,
wasn't it? Okay. Potion. Alchemy lab. And then what's the second door? The second active one.
So the second one, you head over, and again, you can kind of murkily see through it, and you can see people moving on the other side.
Just people moving? Okay.
You don't think they've seen you yet, but you've seen them.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and close that door as quickly as possible. I feel like those are probably the people that we threw the
As
bomb
soon
at.
as it starts to close, you hear yelling. Like it sounds like it's someone yelling through water, and it closes just as you can see them coming towards the portal.
Bye!
This one has an anvil above it.
Oh, shit. That's weapons. Almost weapons and arms.
Gelgoth, is there anything you want to do while you're in this hub?
I can't. I can also read giant. I don't know if I can clarify anything.
There is one. You know what? Make me a perception check, please, Gelgoth.
Okay. 10.
There's one of the symbols above a door that catches your eye. You're not sure why, but it just something about it, like, has like a sense of almost atavistic gut feeling about it.
Hmm.
Would you like to investigate it further?
Yeah, definitely.
So you go over to it and you see a symbol, and you know that it is a Goliath symbol for lineage.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
But something about it like really catches you. Like this has strong, like I said, like atavistic meaning to you. But otherwise, there's 50 spokes.
Whoa.
Oh, geez.
That's a lot of
I've
doors.
got a feeling about that one, and I point.
So
And there's 3 that are completely decimated, like you can't use them.
what was the symbol on the lineage door?
It's a rune that is Goliath in nature, so it's not giant. It's like it's literally like a rune that the Goliath people made after they were separated from the giants.
Okay. Whenever we're ready, I'd like to try opening the tower door, see if that takes us to Earthmane Keep.
I'm game.
Yeah, let's do it.
There ain't nothing else to do in here except jump, and I don't really feel like falling forever.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say too, like, I'm also gonna think aloud that, like, if there's people on the other side of that anvil gate, and they're the same people that I'll stop saying we. I'll say I blew up.
Oh no, you can definitely say we. That was
okay. I wasn't sure if you guys wanted.
Everyone's like, yeah, I want to be associated.
I don't know if you guys want to take responsibility.
It's not like the hobgoblin. You find that snake to die.
But if it's we, okay, good to know.
Yeah, that was a group decision there.
All right. Yep. I just didn't want to lay that responsibility at anybody else's feet. There's a good chance they've got chalk too. I guess we don't know for sure, but I would assume they've got something. So we should probably make sure they don't come back in through the door that we just closed on them. But, all right, I'm gonna do the thing.
I can't remember if you heard Oneus say this or not, but he expressed that to get in from the outside, you needed tchotchkes from the site. But now that you've got a door and the chalk, you don't really need the tchotchke anymore.
Oh, they might have been using some other kind of...
So they may be able to get in, but now that you've closed it, they may not be able to get
they
out.
may not have chalk. They might be using some other... Okay.
You're not sure they
can assume anything because
So you open the portal,
Danger.
and there's Dianthus and Oneus sitting on the floor, and you guys open the portal, and Cornelius just looks up at you, and as soon as you walk through, he starts like going through your pants, like pulling on your legs, and then looks back, and Oneus waves his finger, and he just kind of shrugs and goes back checking the room.
All right, I'm gonna step through the portal.
He kind of looks at you guys, and he's just like, I am as impressed as I was
Ta-da! Here we are.
by your decisiveness with the Slod.
Well, we found something that I think you are going to be very interested in seeing.
I am. I just need a moment. I am.
Take your time.
Much worse off than I realized I was.
I guarantee you, what's on the other side of this portal is not going anywhere. So take your time.
He kind of looks around and he says, I can't pay you, and I will be honest with you, I could not pay your guild master. And when you return, you'll find him probably awake by now, but tied slightly. The reason I got the writ was because of that. I have no money. So all I can offer you is this.
What is this? What is this?
What's in the room?
The items that are in the room.
I'm cool with that.
Sounds fair to me. That's kind of that's, I don't know, half of the time where we get our money from anyways.
Now, I would prefer you leave the books to me.
Of course.
But
Sure.
I would be willing to share them, which is the least I can do.
You do what you want with them first, and because I don't know, I guess I haven't particularly noticed if anybody else is sort of getting to be as interested in this stuff as I am, but I've kind of discovered that I've got a little bit of a investigative arcane bug. So when you get them looked at and categorized, maybe I'll take a look at some of them or something, but I'm not.
He kind of smiles like slightly through obviously exhausted eyes and says, I am more than happy to do that. If you share with me, I shall share with you. Once I'm a bit more fit and I've finally seen what's on the other side of these portals. Perhaps I'll use the material that we've moved to rebuild this.
How long? I'm assuming that it's going to be it would be a process if it's possible at all. How long is the piece of chalk that I have?
Those chalks are forever. They don't.
No, I know, but I'm wondering if I break this in half, can I give you the other half?
Oh, he says, do not do that.
Okay, that's what I was sort of wondering that maybe that.
Like, first of all, I don't know if you physically can,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that's a wise idea.
No, well, right. That's why I verbalized it. I wanted to run it, but
Neither of us have the arcane knowledge to.
Okay. Well, if we find another one of these pieces of chalk, you get first dibs as far as I'm concerned. So
He kind of gets up. It takes him a little bit more than you guys thought it would to actually stand back up. He takes a deep breath and he says, let's look. And he walks through and it's as impressive the second time as it was the first. And he kind of laughs when he sees the doorway in the middle of the middle spoke. And he's just like, I don't think that's supposed to be there.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Perhaps we should shut that before something else decides that it's going to make its way through there.
yeah, we will. I think the other thing I might see about doing is getting those doors moved a little closer to Restwell Keep so that they're a little bit more secure, not just out in the open.
Well, I would say for you to take the doors. So if we're going to be working on this together, I would have a gate here, and then you would have a gate.
No, exactly, and I think it's an extra measure of a little bit more security, so we can look. They're not hours away; they're a few minutes.
It would also make any travel from wherever you decide to live to Earthmane Keep instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is the farm from Restful Keep?
The farm's about an hour north. The farms are. And the family still has not returned to the farm.
Yeah, well, we can't move the doors today anyways, but I might see about getting them moved up to Restwell. So they're close by.
I only know what I know from my 10 months in and out of Restwell Keep. If you do this, I would make sure you have a very secure place to do so, and I would probably not tell those in the inner bailey.
Oh, I'm not going to move it inside the keep. I want to keep it outside the walls, but somewhere that is within a short jaunt if an emergency comes up.
I would be very careful with that endeavor.
Oh, I'm gonna
so one of the things he does
before I move him.
One of the things he does do is he brings a book with him. He's kind of looking through it, and he has you go along and chalk half of every portal that you guys don't have an entrance to.
So, I'm just going to make sure that I grab the things that were on that table in Earthmane Keep.
Yes.
I'm going to say that out loud so I know that we grab them.
Okay. So
Good
I
point,
will
good
actually, the books he's going to hold on to, but you have access to all of them.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what those are at the end of the time. There is a wand. I'll put them in the chat. Wand,
The scroll,
scroll,
a hat,
cap, a pair of
bracers.
bracers, and a club.
That sounds like fun. Can I just
have-
put the bracers on?
Hello,
I have
my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
I have them in my notes too.
Oh,
Did you just want to put the bracers on, you said?
yeah, just put the bracers on.
Nothing happens.
All right.
Braces of Iron Maidening, and you just get spikes in your arms.
Just let me know if you ever touch the ground with the bracers.
Touch the ground with the bracers.
Do it. Now's as good as time as any.
Sure, let's do it.
Where are you when you're doing this? Is this when you're outside?
Yeah, well, like, I mean, I would have been in that room in Earthmane Keep.
Oh, when
Put
you're in
the
the
bracers on.
nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Then
There's
I'll,
no real ground to touch. There's mud.
and there's mud, right?
You're in the hub
Okay.
room. There's nothing.
Right. So
You're
I'll have to
ornately carved stone.
wait till we get outside because there's no way for me to get up. Oh wait, I guess I could go through the portal back outside.
How would you know to touch them to the ground though?
I wouldn't.
He drops them.
Fair. All right. Is there anything else you want to do in the hub?
There was. I just had something and I lost it. Dude is very tired, but could we use his spell scrolls of identify ourselves to try and identify some of these items that we have while we can?
Yeah, he had offered them previously. He'll give you three.
Oh, sweet. How do you do spell scrolls? Do you do it like anyone? One use, anybody can do it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, I mean, I don't want to make decisions about which items we use it on, but I think that would be a good use of time just to get a couple of those items identified from our cart and distributed to people who they would be useful for.
I mean, we have the 4 or 5 items that we just picked up too.
In addition to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We got to get
9,
like
10,
a
11, 12,
magnifying
13,
glass of
14,
identify.
16. Yeah, we have 16 other items from the
So
cart.
I don't know,
too.
let's just pick 3 and see what they do, I guess.
It's too bad we only have 3. It would be nice if we could pick 1 each.
Yeah, but
I'll give you 4 for 1 each. That sounds
Okay.
fair to me.
okay, cool. I
There's
know which
4 of
one
you
I
guys,
want.
I wouldn't want to leave somebody out. That would be lame.
Did I know which one I wanted to look at? I need to make sure I remember.
I don't know if it's really beneficial, but I kind of want to know what the moist mantle is.
I'm very curious about that. I was looking at
It
Fred.
sounds like a very, Earth Genasi druid thing.
I was genuinely very curious about Fred's cravat of nulling because as a squishy sorcerer, if that's something that can protect me, I would like it.
Timothy?
The problem is the leather armor is probably a more useful thing for me to look at. But
I can't use armor.
I think I'm going to see what the cap does.
I can't use leather armor.
Oh, the cap you guys just got.
The new cap. Yep.
I'm
Okay.
currently wearing leather armor. That's why I brought it up. But
I will
Yeah,
put
good
these
upgrade for you.
in the chat as well.
I'm willing to wait on the leather armor yet because I kind of want to know about
here's the
moist mantle
cap.
first.
Cap is the waterborne cap. This item floats on water or other liquids. Its bearer has advantage on strength athletic checks to swim.
That's not
Can
terrible.
Can you stand on your head and get like the boots of water walking effect?
No. What did you? Connor, what did you want?
Fred's cravat of nulling, I think, was the one that I was like the most optimistic about as far as it being able something that I can make good use of.
So we can find it again.
That wasn't just like a total shot in the dark.
This one's real wild. It's named
Okay.
after Fred from Scooby Doo.
But the Fred's cravat gave that away.
Fred's cravat of Knowling. It's a cloth neck piece. This provides +1 to armor. This item also creates a 5 foot by 5 foot shell of anti-magic around the person wearing it. This nulls all magic on that person as well as magical attacks that would strike or affect them.
So does it know my spells? Okay, never mind then. That's not going to work for me. Fuck. That was almost really awesome.
Dianthus, what did you?
Damn.
Also, Gelgath, what did you want identified?
I feel like the club might be a druidy thing too, so I'll check it out.
All right. The club is amazing, and you can thank Matt for it.
Damn.
The club is the dancing club. When you hit a creature with this weapon, the target takes no damage, but begins dancing as though you cast the spell Irresistible Dance on them. The dancing creature can use an action to make a DC 13 Wisdom save to regain control of themselves. Otherwise, this effect lasts until the start of your next turn.
Wow.
Basically stunning them.
It's the dance club.
Nice.
The nightclub,
Dianthus?
party club.
Okay, I was saying the leather armor would be more valuable, but I really want to know what the moist mantle is.
Most of these are chat approved. Chat made, chat approved. The moist mantle. By donning this always damp, ever shifting ooze cloak, you may spend a bonus action to be absorbed into the cloak, becoming a black pudding, allowing you all the abilities of a pudding while retaining your int and wisdom scores.
Ooh.
Every time this ability is used, there is a 10% chance that you will be unable to return to your normal state. If this occurs, a greater restoration spell will negate this effect, but destroy the item completely, and the wearer will lose 1d4 levels.
The 10% is a big chance of becoming an ooze permanently.
A smart ooze.
I probably should have done the leather.
I was gonna say, give that to somebody we don't like, but that almost seems like they could be that could make an advantage, and they'd be like able to sneak in through the vents or something.
So your consensus: how many weeks are going to pass between this time and your next adventure?
Oh boy, I don't know. What have you been saying in your head for these like bi-monthly sessions?
That's why I'm asking you guys for this particular thing, because I have something I want to go through real quick before.
I always feel like it's at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks for some reason also felt
It's
like.
kind of-
it might
Do you
was like
want to stay at Earthmane Keep for any amount of time?
I would. Well, I think that. Sorry, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't see a reason for me to.
I wouldn't stay, but as soon as I got back to Restwell, I would begin trying to search the area around Restwell for a place where I could like hide these doors, like a grove or like a cave or anywhere that.
The only place you know right off the bat that's close, it's still a little further away, would be the old mine.
Well, I mean, even if I have to spend like one of my actions searching for another place that's like, obviously there's nobody coming here, Like, I want to do whatever I have to, I guess, to find as secure a place as possible. Like, not even secure, just remote, but also being within like a half an hour.
Oneus can help you with literally just building a cave.
Sure, yeah, if that's an option, I guess I'd talk to him about whatever it would take to enlist him to help me with that.
Okay. We can say that you guys are able to put together a cave. It takes like a week to do, and then at the same time, he'll help you transport the door and reset it. He is going to use that time and will take any assistance anyone can offer, and he uses the mud, excavates the rest of the keep out, uses the mud to reconstruct Earthmane Keep with mud to stone spells.
I would help in whatever way my -1 strength.
It's less about that and more about like defenses and things. So
I would help him in return. I would request that every day I help, he identifies another one of our items.
He doesn't have identify.
Damn it!
He had scrolls. Good
scrolls.
call, though. Good call. Yeah, I'll help in return.
He's a sorcerer. He's not a wizard.
Yeah, in return, hey, sorcerer buddies. In return for helping me with the cave situation, I'll basically do whatever he asks me to do.
Okay.
Again, as far as my -1
I'm considering that like not part of your downtime points to spend. Gelgath, do you want to assist with this?
Oh yeah, and he'll also mention, boy, does he really want to go through that portal.
He also, once he sees that, wants to go through that portal as well. He agrees that will be the first one that he goes through, and he would like if any other Goliath. He only knows of one other Goliath in the area. That if you would extend that invite, and that if you would be kind enough to take her through Connor's cave, so it'll be through the hub, so she doesn't necessarily know.
Can we blindfold her? Because I don't want her to know where the cave is.
No, that's fine as well.
Yeah, the cave I want to keep is like the people in this group, and Oneus are like the only people in my mind who should know where this cave is.
So yeah, he says he really wants that to be the first place to explore, because it same thing with him. It has like this very atavistic pull to it. Is there anything that Timothy wants from Oneus as far as like Dianthus? Is there anything he can't identify? But
I mean, can he hook me up with someone who can identify? I'm assuming he's got buddies.
No. He really doesn't. I mean, the only person he says that he knows who could do that is the wizard Nyron Darkspell, and he is not friends with him.
No.
You've worked for Nyron before, though, when you originally came here.
Yeah.
You know he's still in Restwell.
Yeah, I might have to hook up with him in my free time.
He just tells you, like, be very wary.
If you start bringing him too much stuff, he might get suspicious of where it's coming from, too.
I've got a good disguise kit, so you could put on like a fake mustache to pretend that you're somebody else.
I mean, even if we get like one or two other things identified, it's better than nothing, so.
Start keeping an eye out for a magical item that we could use to identify, maybe like a magnifying glass of identification or something like that. I have one of those. I use one of those in like every one of my games for my groups who don't have anyone with anyone who can use identify.
Great item.
Yeah, super good utility item.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like, again,
I guess I'll, if I can spend a moment just going through like the hub and seeing if there's anything that has a poll, like, hey, I need to go check this out, type of a thing.
No, I mean, you're getting the impression the only reason that he and Gelgath feel that way is because this is probably something to do with shared lineage.
Being a Goliath, right?
One thing you do notice, though, I will say, Timothy, is you do see one that does sort of interest you. It's a crate. It's a symbol for a crate above one of the doors.
Okay.
And you know, as a thief, lots of good stuff comes in crates.
Comes in crates, right?
I guess
at some point I'd like to take a look at that portal.
I'd help you out. I'm just as curious as anybody else is. So I'm happy to tag along if he needs me to open the gateway or whatever.
Those are the only ones that you currently are like, I recognize that immediately. Like I said, there's 50 spokes. This is
I
massive.
can't think of anything I would need from him.
I can't remember if you said if we're like calculating downtime actions or whatever.
You'll have 2 at the beginning of next session.
Okay, all right, cool.
So what I want to wrap up with then is letting you know what those books were. Are you ready for this? Oneus will have them in his library, which you will have access to. Oh, by the way, is anyone keeping the Staff of Earth and Might, or are you going to give it back to him?
I was planning on keeping it unless he requested something.
No, it's just like a family heirloom.
I mean, does he give an indication he wants it?
You get the impression he is too proud to ask for something like that back.
I'll take Dianthus aside and say, if you give it to him, I will owe a debt to you, and I pay my debts.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yep.
I'm down for that.
So you two present it back to him, and it's very misty-eyed, and he places it above the portal, like almost like in a place of honor type of thing. Like, you're not even sure he'll use it. It might just be the fact that it's like, this was my ancestors. This has great meaning. All right, the first book is called The Color of Winter.
Ooh.
It's a songbook of religious hymns.
Never mind.
Written in gnomish rune.
Ugh.
However,
religious gnomes, my least favorite kind of people.
When you open it up, it's hollow in the middle, and you find a tone whistle.
Uh-oh. But also cool.
But you can't identify it because you don't have the ability to. So the other thing, too, is you realize you can pull the tone whistle out of the book, but there's a magic tether that keeps it attached to the book. The second is Do Not Trust Your Eyes, a layman's guide to, and when you open the book, the words illusions shows and then disappears. It's a illusionist spell book.
That's annoying.
The second book, the third book is called Cha-Cha Changes, Turn and Face the Strange. You open that up, it's a transmutation spell book.
Ooh.
The next book is called White Heart. You start to go through it, and you realize it's a stage play. However, you also start to realize that most of two of the parts in the play are all written in Abyssal. Some of these books, you're looking at them, and you realize, oh, this is worth money. Like, this is worth coin to somebody.
There's the transmutation and or the illusion book would be potentially very useful.
The next book is called The Auspicious Demonstrations of Using Magical Devices. This book radiates magic. It's in a language you don't understand, and you realize it would require translation, but this book is definitely arcane in nature.
Primordial?
No, it's written in some forgotten form of Sniverblin.
Okay.
Deep Gnome.
Gnomes.
The next book is called Learn to Read. It teaches you to read Dwarven runes through common translation. The next book is called Gray Light. You start looking at this book, and I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Who?
Whoever was looking at the books.
I guess I would be.
Not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah. I guess I'm becoming a. I didn't make this character with the interest
Your
of him being
bibliophile?
a book, but the more cool, magic, mysterious stuff we're getting into, the more I'm finding that wisdom saving throw. That is a natural 1.
I got a 14.
And Connor is dead. His greatest moment of triumph. He's now dead.
Not Diane.
You start reading through this, and all of a sudden you can't read it at all, Connor.
Can I read anything?
Yeah, but this book you cannot read.
Oh God, my.
You got a 14, Gelgath?
Yes, sir.
This book is evil lore about beasts. So it's like, if you want to know anything about evil beasts, this would be the book to go to. You also, like, you're reading through, so like, if someone of a good religion caught you with this book, you'd be in trouble. Like, this is a sacrilegious tome.
Um,
I also realize, like, the more you read this, the more it like challenges your brain to actually be able to read it.
We'll just keep that one here with Oneus, I think.
I was thinking about maybe giving that book to the to what's his name, the priest of Baphomet.
Or the Bahamut, maybe.
Yeah,
no, didn't he say he wanted to keep all the
he's
books? He's
keeping the book,
access to reading them.
He said,
"Oh, that's right."
The next book is called Bordrick's Fantastic Adventure. It's a Dwarven Choose Your Own Adventure book.
Nice.
Nice.
However, as you're kind of flipping through, 2 of the pages are stuck together, and when you open it up, it's a map to that abandoned Dwarven forge.
Oh, the one that we were going to go to.
This is a very detailed map, including the traps in the interior.
Ooh,
Oh shit!
useful. Take those 2 pages out.
Yeah.
And the final book is called The Bugbear Choice, a tome of goblinoid Epicurean delights.
Can we ask to borrow that one and give it to Dib?
You can make me a
Persuasion
check. Or you could just introduce Dib to Oneus.
I would like. Yeah. Why don't we do that on the way back to town? If it's not like super far out of the way.
It's another like quarter of a day.
Oneus, look, this book here. I know you want to keep all these here, but I know a guy.
I got a guy,
and I think he would be very interested to read this book. He happens to be a bugbear, and he lives with a bunch of goblins.
Okay, you tell me how that goes. How do you think the meeting between Oneus and Dib, once you rouse Dib from bed?
Well, I mean, Oneus seems like he's kind of too tired to like care too much.
Dib's a cool guy.
And Dib is a super cool guy. I've got a +6 to my persuasion.
No, I just want to know. You tell me how it goes. Like, yeah, I'm not.
Sure.
Like, you guys decide how it goes.
I think it goes fine. I think Dib is super chill, and Oneus is a decent enough dude, and we get the book out on loan for a bit so these goblins can maybe learn how to cook some new food and stuff.
Do you introduce Oneus to Ghent?
I don't see why we wouldn't. I mean, I'm not aware of any potential hazard in that. So yeah, I don't see.
Are you telling us that Oneus is racist? That when we don't know about it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah,
I'm just curious, like, how you guys think this goes. I'm not.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's a potential. It's another potential opportunity to continue to kind of build up a network in the area too.
Well,
you know,
and I think we can kind of sell it on the advantage of like, hey, this dude's in your area, so if you're out here and there's trouble, if you have more friends,
yeah, you guys,
they
can
might be able to help.
How
you
does
something.
Ghent respond when Oneus tells him he can help them secure their impenetrable fortress?
Oh, can I suggest that could the book be transcribed?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, that's a much better idea.
Remember when we play next, Darren, mark it on your sheet. You have an inspiration just for that. In fact, you all have an inspiration. That was a great idea.
Yeah, that's nice.
How does Ghent respond to Oneus basically saying, I can can basically form stone to better your defenses.
I think he'd be pretty stoked about that.
Then he'll do it. Yeah, it's a show of goodwill and friendship. He'll
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's about keeping everyone down there a little bit safer, and he was down for that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got.
But he also kind of tells him, like, one thing Oneus will get across, especially now that Earthmane keeps working again, we don't have to bend the knee to Drysdale. Drysdale only controls Restwell Keep. He wants to control what's beyond the King's Wall. He doesn't. You don't
Down
need him.
with Restwell.
You can be just as independent as you choose, and I choose not to be under the yoke of a human.
There's
Done nothing.
There's tensions inside Restwell, and tensions always come to a boil. So, who knows what'll happen in there? But
So yeah, they hit it off then, and you guys are able to chalk this up as a pretty big win.
yeah, I mean, like,
Didn't make much coin, but you got a lot of items out.
it matters at all. I've got a +6 to persuasion. Connor's a very persuasive dude, so he could.
You also, make
Very
sure
high
you're
charisma.
putting down that you have a small group of allies at the farm, which is on the way to the mines. You have the impenetrable fortress, now the even more impenetrable fortress of Dib, and that a reconstructed Restwell Keep.
What's the name of the farm? What's the name of that village?
There wasn't a village, or just 3 farms.
Oh,
It was 3 family farms.
Yeah.
I'll just put down Kobold Farm. Then.
Is that where Keg is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have friends in the Fire Claws.
The Fire Claws is Keg's tribe.
I'll say Keg's Farm.
I have friends in the Olafs, especially Connor, and now we have
It was Olaf's farm.
Olaf's farm. Okay.
Oh yeah, because I had some private time with Svetlana Olaf at one point.
Haven't revisited
In
that.
my notes, Svetlana Olaf and the Olaf family.
You have not revisited that whole.
Now, I've just sort of been imagining it's been kind of. I don't really care about that kind of role play, so I've just been kind of imagining that it's something that's been happening in the background.
That's something you could also spend a downtime activity on.
Yeah, like I said,
And I don't mean like that way. I mean just like, hey, I spend some time with her and her family,
mhm.
or I go spend some time at the farms with Keg and I do this thing. Any questions, comments, concerns, death threats as we wrap up tonight's very bizarre adventure?
No, I'm good. All the stuff that I want to do is for downtime.
I'm going to assume that next time you as a group are playing, you're going to do the Benwick thing that Gelgath had sort of put into motion.
Which one was that one? The
Priest of Bahumet, who's like, someone's trying to kill me.
Yeah, sure. I don't see why. I think that's fine. I'm down. I'm just here to play D&D and have a good time.
And we also have that one with Kag too. That's a already cemented relationship for us. So
And maybe that spooky tower thing.
Well, do some thinking about which one you want to do, and we'll plan that.
Ben, with helping with Restwell Keep, I probably would have sat down at some point and rested with the bracers on, like on the ground.
So when the bracers touch the ground, a large amount of insects and vermin basically encircle you.
Huh. Well, that's
Seem to
interesting.
be sort of drawn to the bracers. Roll me percentiles though as well. And you did this in Restwell Keep, right?
I would have been like right outside.
Okay.
Yeah. No, not Restwell Keep. Outside of Earthmane.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, okay. You want to roll with below a 75.
I rolled a 75.
You also have Ben just gave you inspiration.
Yeah, you have an inspiration you could use.
I also have luck too, so I don't know if that matters on.
I'll let you use luck.
Okay. A 76.
You got more luck, right?
You got the 3 points a day you can use.
I guess I'll take that inspiration too.
Use your luck points
30.
first.
Oh yeah. So, like you're like see, and they just like, there's a lot of insects here and vermin, and they're just kind of looking at you. They're kind of very focused on your bracers.
Father.
And when you touch the bracers on the ground, off in the distance, you see a Boulay crest. And when you pull the bracers off, it turns itself, and you can see the path of it on the ground. But you're like, oh, these are what's called the crawling bracelets, or bracers. The other thing you feel when you do this is you feel a pull to go underground. Like there is a distinct kind of desire to traverse.
Oh, you're becoming a mole man.
I'll go into the basement of the Earthmane then at that point. And...
Before you can even figure out why you're saying it, you asked Oneus, like, what do you know about like the shallows of the Underdark? And he's like, I know that there's ways to get to them. Why would you ask? And you're like, I don't know.
These are cursed.
Fun.
Okay. Anything else we would like to do?
I can't think of anything.
All right.
I have one question.
Oh, please ask away.
I have now played in 6 games. Does this mean I get to level again before I play next time?
Nice.
Yeah! Level 3!
I've got one more and I'm level 3.
I think, Darren, you might be level 3 too.
I've got one more.
Okay. I knew you were really close as well.
What? I guess I do have a question. What is the never ever ending ice? What type of object is that?
It's an ice cube.
It's just an eternal ice cube.
Is it?
Well, not just, but could I just one more experiment here? I want to try and got this ice cube in front of me. I want to try and shoot it with a frostbite and then a ray of frost and see if there's any interaction between my frost spells and the ice cube.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Okay.
It just stays very cold.
It just stays very cold. Refreshing. Is it like a big square ice cube like you'd put in like a whiskey tumbler?
No, it's just like a regular cube of ice.
Interesting.
You've been on prep school. You know what these people are capable of.
True.
What these monsters are capable
It's true.
In fact, I think I helped with a few of these items.
I believe you might have been.
I think it was ice, and my whole thing is like storms and ice and stuff. So I just was curious to see if it would do anything.
All right. Well, if that's the end of questions, let's go on the table. Tell people where they can find you, what you got going on.
You can't find me anywhere. I'm a figment of your imagination.
Hey, don't steal my line.
He's a riddle wrapped in an enigma.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go that far. I'm a figment.
You're just like, no.
No.
No, you can't really find me anywhere. I'm sometimes on prep school. Otherwise, I'm here. I don't really use social media, and I don't do any streaming. But I've been thinking about maybe starting doing some streaming again for the first time in a long time. But I gotta work up the motivation to take a look at how to do it on Twitch. And with ADHD, there's no timetable for that. So,
well, I do have a stream lab. You can definitely use it. I do have a bad at games, and you can be bad at games whenever you'd like. Streamlab makes it.
What if I'm okay at games? I'm not bad at games. I'm okay. I'm like not really good, but I'm like proficient.
Mhm.
I've beaten all 3 Dark Souls games, but
It's fair.
not solo.
That
I
could
didn't
be
solo
a thing.
everything.
Yeah, you could be like, hey, it may be called bad at games, but I'm taking it back.
I'm like sort of
okay,
all right at
then.
this. It depends on what game we're talking about. If we're playing Mario Kart, I am bad at that. So,
Hey,
anyways,
I'm bad at a lot of games. I just
Mediocre at most games.
Yeah. I just love to bask in it. I enjoy it. Sometimes it's in jest, sometimes it's very much not in jest.
Brian, you can find me on most social medias. Prep School and here.
Cassandra, you can't find me anywhere. It's my usual answer. I am on oh my god.
Down
Why did
Outlands.
Down Outlands, thank you. Which I don't know if we're gonna play on a Monday. I think we're gonna do a long Saturday to wrap up this.
Yeah,
this arc.
we've lost a player due to some outside, like real life circumstance. So
Yeah.
always a bummer.
So it's
So
not,
why things have been real kind of, we haven't been able to kind of finish our climactic adventure. Once it goes on hiatus, I am going to be running different games on Mondays. It's going to be like kind of like Chaos Scar, except for Down Outlands. But one will be Star Wars, one will be Take Me Home, Old Fay Road.
we will go back to Down Outlands. We're just gonna take a break so we can do some other things.
And then we will go back to Down Outlands. So it'll be
older
this
kids.
game, DNO, Take Me Home, Old Fay Road, and Star Wars Scum and Villainy. But in the meantime, in between there, I am going to definitely run a one shot of I'm All Out of Bubblegum. And also probably on those Mondays, I'm going to run a mini series of Worlds in Peril. And it's a superhero game powered by the apocalypse. And it's going to be called The Possibles.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be a omniversal mishmash of things. And I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're doing the last. Are we doing the last DNO live on a Saturday, or are we recording it and
I
gonna
think
put it out?
Fuck it, we're gonna do it live.
Do it live. Okay, so we're gonna do a longer session on a Saturday, which we haven't done in forever, which is always kind of fun when you do like 5 or 6 hours or something like that. So
probably not since
prior to COVID.
Yeah, or Extra Life.
Extra Life is probably it.
Which is also on the horizon.
Oh,
yeah,
I gotta start thinking about Extra Life this year.
Yeah, I should ask Zach and Christy if they started their scheduling mammoth chart.
Also, I would say anybody who wants to run for Extra Life, please get a hold of us because we're always more than happy to have people running because then it takes some of the pressure off Zach, James, and myself.
Yeah, I'm in the email chain for that, so I think I should get updated whenever that goes.
You'll get the link. Yep.
I didn't do it last year, but this year I'm going to do it again.
Last, but definitely not least, our resident barbarian, Darren.
Yeah, I'm on social media. Also, I've been playing some games with Minnesota Pathfinder Society. That's been fun. What's that?
That's awesome.
They're doing a charity convention at the end of next month, and it's called SKAL Con, SkullCon.
That's awesome.
So I might volunteer there. Also, I'm still volunteering for Missing Children Minnesota. I'd love to do a fundraiser with Ben sometime.
We've got to do that. Yeah, we just need to pick a date and like a couple months out, and then I'll just start to organize people, and we'll do like a 24-hour long stream or something like that, and we'll just do a bunch of goofy stuff. I have fun.
Oh yeah, and when is Extra Life?
First weekend in November.
Yeah, first weekend in November.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would like to be on the list for that. I don't have a lot of experience running games, but maybe I could, figure something out.
We always need players, and we all like I said, we'll always take people who want to run, but we always, it's
Yeah, you can do like
it's
board
about
games
players.
and card games and stuff too.
Yeah, we do crazy stuff. We'll play online board games. We'll do different like one sheet games.
Like all out of bubblegum is a one sheet game.
And
Yeah.
I will try and maintain the tradition of writing a one shot that is way more than a one shot.
And
a one shot that should be 3 sessions.
Yeah.
Also,
that is my MO when it comes to writing one shots.
Also, Dave Wheeler runs his 24-hour marathon stream simultaneous with us.
Yep.
Where he works on stuff as always, but he also has like a laundry list of like toy people on. It's crazy how many people he gets on.
He honestly goes for 24 straight.
24 hours. Like last year, I can't remember. Like
I can't do it.
One of the things that he had to do because of chat was eat a whole cake.
Yeah.
No, see,
I don't think he didn't finish it.
I could never leave my fate up to chat. I could never do that.
He's done like hot set stuff.
God, I hate eating.
He raised a lot of money.
Yeah, he does.
He raises a ton of money.
That's good. I just don't have the constitution for that.
So yeah, he also is a huge part of, and he's been a part of our Extra Life team since the very first Extra Life we did.
Yeah.
So. I am your King Ginger, your buddy, your pal, the guy who tucks your feet in when you go to bed.
Well, that must be one hell of a drive every night.
Yeah, it is. I got doors. I got a hub, Brian.
You got your own hub.
I got a hub. You smell different when you're awake.
Oh my God.
I'm really tired. And I need a dessert.
That's so creepy.
I don't think there's Spoopy Boys this week. I don't know. I know we were trying to do it twice a month now with like a short episode where we watch like one movie and talk about it. And I know we're like going to watch Muscle Bodybuilders from Hell, which is the Japanese Evil Dead knockoff that is absolutely insane.
God.
First, and then I don't know what our next long thing was. I know we'll go back to folk horror at some point because it was really fun and we had a lot of cool suggestions. So once I know that, I'm sure if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see Colin post his really awesome little videos.
That's great advertisement videos.
Fucking hilarious. And then Friday, Bad at Games. I'm pretty sure I'll be back. Sorry I wasn't there last week, but I was super thankful that the Townsends and the Phasmophobia crew jumped in for me, and apparently it was pretty great. I think they're playing right now as well, which is just nuts.
Oh, who knows? They love that game.
And then next Sunday is prep school. Maybe work on the possibles. I don't know. Maybe we'll work more on taking them off the road. I'm not sure yet. So anyway, we want to thank you guys for hanging out, for being awesome. I want to thank the players because this doesn't happen without you guys, and you are fantastic. So, without further ado, get some sleep because tomorrow's Tuesday.
It's true. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
I don't have to work tomorrow. See ya.
See?